Mexicans.
That sucks.
Lesbians.
I like that in a woman.
And every other kind of deviant.
I love paying for sex.
This moral decay weakens our resistance to the onslaught of the communist masters of deceit.
We're a bunch of scumbags.
These abnormalities are corrupting the minds and the hearts of our children.
Jackass.
And yeah, we're back. Where have you been? It's depressing and horrendous. It's awful. A bunch of idiots.
Perversion for profit.
Here it comes! Here it comes!
The Opie and Anthony program.
El virus.
The Opie and Anthony.
God, that irritates me.
It's just like somebody took a bat to my brain.
We're the only radio show that makes you want to hate us.
Opie.
I want my coffee.
Anthony.
I want that fact.
Jim Norton.
I want Ozzy.
We are going to dumb this thing down to the point that we're going to be #1 with Down syndrome children.
Hysterical.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
It's Friday! 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 The slave drivers say no, just for the hell of saying no. It's Friday! 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 It feels so good to loosen up. We're out of that shit!
You damn asshole. Shut up, you damn asshole. Stop laughing at me.
Yes, I am gay.
Poor people tend to live in clusters.
Hello, exactly!
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Beyond AM, Beyond FM is XM satellite radio.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Don't just stare at it, eat it. Don't fall for that old guy.
I'm scared of you, sir, and I'm protecting myself.
I don't want to ever see you again.
Oh, that body rock!
You like Huey Lewis on the news?
No.
Do you like Huey Lewis and the news?
Wow, we got lots to do today, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
Good morning, Anthony. Good morning, Jim Norton.
Hi, Ope.
Good morning, Martini Steve.
Good morning.
Martini Steve. What a pleasure to have Martini Steve in studio right off the bat.
Sitting down and everything. What's he doing here? Highlighting.
He's working his ass off.
Yes.
I am fucking tired.
Are you sleepy? What happened? What happened?
I decided to watch the MTV Movie Awards so I could be up on pop culture.
I did the same thing. It didn't end till 11.
So I could discuss
10?
it.
What time? What time was it? 10?
Well, 10:30, then the after show, and then you finally crash, and, you know, by the time you fall asleep, it's like 11:30-ish, I guess. And
yeah.
Then you get up at 5 in the morning. You know, it's not that bad, but it threw me off my routine, and I thought it would be worth it. I thought we could come in here and discuss MTV and movies and the movie awards and all the spectacular things that happened. What a bore fest.
It's really nothing. It's the safest show you'll ever see now because it's recorded. It's recorded in advance. When did they tape that?
Well, that's the problem. They taped it over a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, and all the stuff was already in the paper, so there were no surprises.
No surprises. They edit out anything that anyone would do that might be offensive, so there's no spontaneity there. Then, you know what I noticed they also do? They're overproducing these things where they're using visual effects now. It takes the whole live, like even if they're not live, at least fake it, where I'm thinking I might get a surprise. But if you have a Mariah Carey segment that's done with, you know, an artsy black and white with her coming out and she's the only one in color, you know some idiot in post is sitting there for, you know, a week just tooling that. You know that there's going to be no surprises. It just stunk and it was boring.
It was really boring.
You know, you just watch it now for maybe a glance at some hot chicks or something like that.
And now
pretty much it.
Now they'll run it about 100 times.
Yeah.
Over the weekend.
Did you see what's her name? She's so fucking hot.
There were a lot of hot.
That was
hot.
What's her name?
Young actresses.
God. Oh, Dakota Fanning. Had to say that. So sick. That kid creeps me out.
Yeah.
She talks.
She talks like she's 25
like
years
an
old.
adult, and it's frightening.
It really is frightening.
Tom Cruise carrying her around on stage. That was a little creepy. Of course, the joke, she's going to be dating her next week. And
yeah, sure he is. Sure he is.
Yeah.
But, I don't even know if there's anything worth talking about as far as the MTV Movie Awards go. I guess we could talk about the reunion of the Breakfast Club gang.
Oh!
With the teacher coming out and not knowing where he was.
Hey, hi, Molly.
Yeah.
Hi, Molly. Gives her a hug.
Hi, Allie.
He was the tough guy. You know?
You kids.
Yeah.
Time just stinks.
What did he say? You mess with the bull, you get the horns?
Yeah.
And then he's like, hi, Molly. Comes out with the big popcorn statue. He can barely hold it. What happened to that guy? He was the tough guy.
I'm going to cross the street now.
I got the award for you guys for the movie we did 20 years ago. Oh, I'm going to get on stage now. Oh, good God.
And what were they trying to prove?
I don't know. I didn't get it.
It was a good movie that was out 20 years ago. What's the big deal? What, kids could still relate because there was a geek, a little rich spoiled girl.
It was not. It was it's a good movie to sit and watch. But as far as doing some 20-year little tribute to it, I don't know.
And Emilio Estevez and that other guy, Judd, or whatever his name. Judd Nelson. They decide not
They blew
to
it off.
Be any part of that.
Showed up. Ali Sheedy is completely insane. She has been for years. You read little stories about her, drug problems, and just being generally crazy. And she proved that again. She's one of those that, like, I don't know, she was getting a little too chummy with her ex-castmates who, haven't spoken to each other since the movie was made. She's just kind of kooky.
It was just a train wreck of a show.
Yeah. Nothing really happened, though. Nothing exciting. Jimmy Fallon was the host. He was shaking during the whole thing, which was a little weird. And then he did a little skit with Sandra Bullock that was, like, mildly entertaining. That was pretty good. Grabbed her tits.
Well, the beginning, it had potential because the beginning was funny with the whole Batman thing.
Yeah.
Where Jimmy Fallon's in the Bat car with Batman. And
they did that with a bunch of the movies. Star Wars.
And trying to get to the MTV Movie Awards and all that. And then Batman pulls off his mask and it's Napoleon Dynamite. That was pretty funny. Gosh.
He's a weird dude, man. I can't picture him as anyone but Napoleon Dynamite. So when he comes out and talks normal,
he was just a college kid, and his friend was making the movie, I guess, right? And said, "Hey, I got a part for my little college film I'm doing, or something like that." And now he's
married and stuff.
That's what I wanted to bring up. All of a sudden, he won an award, and he gets up there and thanks his wife.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, oh my God,
that
marriage ain't gonna last.
No, he's like, what is he? Is he Mormon or something?
Oh,
he's
something.
One
of those guys?
He's something that, like, they don't drink or smoke and, don't get divorced. Things like that.
When he thanked his wife, though, oof.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
Because he can't be more than, 22, 23?
Sure.
I don't know. I guess there's nothing really there.
No.
Tracks 1 through 5, Jimmy Fallon's monologue. Track 6, Eminem doing Triumph. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was Eminem doing Triumph?
Yeah, because they were playing off the fact that Triumph, the insult dog, really pissed off Eminem at one of those other award shows. So now Eminem was doing it to Lindsay Lohan, and then threw the puppet down on the ground when he was done.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
Here's Jimmy Fallon from last night.
Welcome to the 2005 MTV Movie Awards. We're here. Great to be here in L.A. hosting the Movie Awards, though I'm not pleased with my accommodations. MTV put me up at the Hotel Rwanda. Not fun. Not fun.
I don't get it. Why would he be?
Big summer movies are out.
Rwanda? Huh? Why would he be at the Hotel Rwanda?
Maybe it was the Source Awards.
Well, he's got to tie in all the movies, you know.
Don't do that. Jimmy goes to give me the paper towels and puts it by his zippers, like I have to grab his big fat paper towel like cock.
What is it going to take? What is it going to take to get the food here early?
I know.
We talked about this like a week and a half ago.
And now we're eating again.
It's really distracting when you're trying to do a radio show.
It
as
really
everyone
is.
Digs into their goodness in front of them.
And you can't wait, because there's no real waiting. What, am I going to wait an hour till we take a break?
Well, you can't, yeah, you can't, because then we only break for 2 minutes or whatever.
So we have to eat.
Let's say hi to Nick in D.C. Nick, what's up?
Hey, good morning, Ope. Good morning, Yank. Good morning,
Nick.
Hi.
Opie, I just wanted to let you know, man, it's not even worth watching anything on MTV anymore, not even the award shows. I gave up on that shit a long time ago just because of the fake stuff like that. You know what I mean, man?
It's not about you, man. It's about the kids, man.
Well, you know,
you just outgrew MTV.
Nah, it's not even about that anymore. MTV used to be a lot of fun. These award shows used to goof on all the other award shows. They were live. You didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And now it's become everything they pretty much hated in the beginning.
No surprises
No
whatsoever.
surprises whatsoever. Obviously, you can't offend anyone, even on MTV.
Nope,
which is
play it safe.
Which is a shame. You would think at least MTV would hold out and still be politically incorrect and really have some fun. But no, God forbid. God forbid we make fun of anyone out there.
Shake things up a little bit.
That I'm punching out, guys.
All right. I'm sure the show will get huge ratings because, you know, there's a bunch of just robots that will tune it in no matter what. But they're not satisfied by the entertainment.
We did.
Yeah, well, we did because we do a radio show and we're thinking, well, we should talk about this.
Yeah.
It's big as far as pop culture goes. Here's more Jimmy Fallon.
Big summer movies are out. Star Wars Episode 3. On the first midnight showing, they made $16.5 million. That night, so many nerds left the house that the internet stopped. Another big hit, The Pacifier, made $110 million.
Why, by the
$110 million. That means 10 million people said, Vin Diesel and a duck? Yes, please. Here's my $10. Maybe we should have put a duck in Taxi. I don't know.
Anyone else notice the Mitch Hedberg delivery there, by the way?
Ooh, yeah. He's ripping them off. Tell him, Fred.
Tell him, Fred.
Tell him, Fred. Anytime I see anything close to a rip-off or someone copying something, whether I'm on the show or not, I'll be home and see something. I saw something last night.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that sure is familiar.
Yeah.
I've seen that before. Tell him, Fred. I just can't stop doing it.
The best part of that clip is Fred doesn't say anything.
Fred doesn't
back.
say anything because he's just sitting there like, shut up. Put up with your shit for 20 years. I've had it. I'm not telling anybody anything anymore.
Right.
Tell him, Fred. No.
Tell him, Fred.
I won't tell him. I won't tell him, Howard.
Oh, classic. All right, more Fallon.
Christian Slater was arrested for grabbing a woman's ass on the New York street. I guess his old pickup line doesn't work like it used to. Greetings and salutations. How'd you like to get your ass pinched by the guy from Young Guns 2?
That's brutal.
What do you think so far?
It's a monologue, all right.
Did you trash the Honeymooners at all?
Of course not.
No.
Papers are killing the Honeymooners today, and I couldn't be happier. I've been obsessed with this movie ever since I heard they were doing it.
Yep.
And now we're getting just horrendous reviews coming in.
Napoleon Dynamite Kid is 27 years old.
Oh, wow.
He's 27.
But I thought it was a college film. Well, I guess his friend was in college or something?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, okay. He looks a lot younger than 27. Sorry about that.
Any mentions of how like all these like black actors are just redoing white roles? Not that that's bad, but just that there's something funny there. I wonder if there's any mentions of that on MTV.
No.
There are a lot of movies coming out that are inspired by old TV shows.
Oh, okay.
Bewitched.
Sorry.
The Honeymooners. Oh. And next year, Paris Hilton will star in Leave It to Beaver. It should be really good.
That's a pussy joke.
Fantastic film. It's going to be a good year for Paris. She got engaged to a guy named Paris Latsis. The two have already sold the movie rights to this story. It's called Herpes Fully Loaded. Good name, good title.
All right, that's a little funny. A little
I'm not
brutal.
saying Paris loves herself, but she's marrying a flat-chested, bleach blonde rich kid named Paris. That would be like if I married a tall, skinny, goofy girl with bushy eyebrows named Jimma. You mean my girlfriend, Jimma?
That got nothing, by the way. You could tell he was so uncomfortable by the end of that joke.
Is that when he started shaking through the whole broadcast?
I think Pringles was just a laid-back company.
Yeah.
That really is a Hedberg.
You hear the Hedberg in his delivery, right? I don't know. They had Chris Rock and Adam Sandler get up there and just read off a telepropt.
Telepropt?
Propter?
Teleprops are always...
Telepropter?
Hey, can somebody find out where my yogurt is? There's a man looking for some yogurt.
I don't understand.
It's a telepropeller.
I don't understand, though, you get these funny guys. Why, just have them go up there and just riff.
Dude, that would be spontaneous. They
Why
might
not?
say something that might offend somebody. It's all got to be run through a screener and people that have no sense of humor whatsoever to make sure it's not offensive. That's it. Can't have Chris Rock out on a stage riffing. You're insane. We'll be fine. Advertisers will pull out. What of the children? It's just a mess. Television, MTV. They were supposed to be the rebels years ago. What happened?
Chris Rock, he had 2 huge movies out right now. Chris Rock has 2 huge movies out right now. He was an inmate in The Longest Yard and the voice of a zebra in Madagascar. Rock said, America likes to see a black man in 2 ways, in jail or in a zoo, as long as he's behind bars.
That's kind of funny.
Yep.
He had to do it in the Chris Rock voice, though. You got to do it in character.
Yeah. That was a little taste of Jimmy Fallon last night. And then,
tastes like French toast.
Huh? How's the French toast?
Very good.
Hurry up and eat, because I got an egg sandwich waiting and ready to go over here.
This banana's really good.
You guys are killing me.
I know. It's awful.
Yeah, we can't all 3 eat at once.
No.
Not all 3 of them.
All right, here's Eminem doing Triumph the Insult Dog.
Right?
Lindsay Lohan, how beautiful. I've seen all of your movies, you know. I love them so much I'm going to see them again. Only this time, I won't fall asleep during them. No, I joke. Seriously, though. You like remaking movies. First, Freaky Friday, then Herbie Love Bug. What are you going to remake next? Glitter? I kid. Really. When are we going to make a movie together?
No.
I'll set up the tripod and make sure the night vision is on. Oh, baby, yes. Oh, baby.
Why is he doing the Cookie Monster?
I don't know. And then then they show it's Eminem doing it.
Right.
The place went nuts, and then he went and did his latest song for everybody.
Ooh.
So
great.
Ooh. Oh. I don't know. That's about all we have on the MTV Movie Awards. That was worth staying up late.
That sounds like fun.
Maybe something
That was
else.
worth getting no sleep over and coming in here exhausted for, right?
Really pissed me off.
Yeah, that was the worst one yet, as far as the MTV, any of their award shows go. At least with any of the other ones, there's been one little thing you could take away from it and go, hey, did you see last night when whoever did whatever? It was just nothing. Devoid of entertainment.
Yeah, even the, I don't know, the bands and the performances. The performances, I guess.
Dare I say lackluster.
Oh, my God, they were.
Although the only really kind of cool thing was the Breakfast Club tribute thing they did. Who was the band that did the
Yellow
song?
Car?
Yellow Car?
Yeah, Yellow Car did...
they did a pretty good version of that.
Simple Minds, Don't You Forget About Me.
Wasn't bad.
Not bad at all. All right. Well, if you have anything else on the MTV Movie Awards that we're forgetting, definitely give the show a call today.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
That's great. It just got passed out something, I guess, that it's Walmart.com. This is off of Walmart.com, where you could buy XM satellite radio.
Okay.
And they tell you a little bit about XM.
Right.
Learn more.
On
the Walmart.com website.
So you can be well informed before you decide
make a decision.
which satellite service you're gonna you're going to get?
XM Learn More subscription, $12.95 per month. Over 150 channels, 67 commercial-free music channels. Over 30 channels of news, sports, talk, and entertainment. Official satellite radio partner of Major League Baseball. Special interest programming featuring personalities like, and here we go, Bob Edwards, Snoop Dogg, and Opie and Andy. Oh, these fucking assholes.
But how great would it be if, like, 300,000 Walmart rubes bought it?
Oh, that's true. Well,
Hometown entertainment.
I'm going to want to hear that.
That sounds like some family entertainment.
Yeah. Have Barney Fife come on.
Opie and Andy.
Opie and Andy. You know, when we first hooked up to do radio, I thought Anthony was a little too close to Andy, and people would mistake it, and they have over the years. And Walmart.com is the latest latest entity to make that mistake.
My favorite mispronunciation of the show name is Opie and
Opie.
Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
Opie and Anthony.
I was listening to Opie and Anthony.
By the way, it's yellow card. I'm sorry, not yellow car.
Card?
Yeah, yellow card.
Okay.
I misspoke.
Well.
Really fast, here's Family Guy making fun of Jimmy Fallon.
Hey, everybody. It's great to be back. So we got a great show tonight, and...
Hey, Fallon, say good night, you bum.
And this is for laughing and looking at the camera during every sketch you've ever been in. What do you think you are, Carol Burnett? You think because she did it, it's okay for you? You haven't earned what she's earned, buddy. All right, now where's the guy who slept with my daughter?
Here you go, a little shot at Jimmy Fallon. Done on Family Guy. Very good.
Are you liking them yet or no? The newer version?
I gave up on Family Guy already.
Whoa.
Just completely gave up on it.
Wow.
And a lot of people have emailed me and said I was sort of right that the quality has gone down since the first episode.
Gave up on it. How many episodes did you give him?
I watched
One.
the first... No, I watched the first 3.
Yeah. Never got better?
I don't think so. I think they're, it's all about American Dad. I think they want that show to really succeed now. I really do. And they're using the success of Family Guy to propel American Dad.
That's a shame.
You don't hear a real buzz on the new Family Guy
No, not like when it was on first time around. That's for sure.
All right, we got to get into some other things here. Are you done eating for now, Anthony?
Yeah, for now I'm done.
Because
you can continue.
That was pretty much filler. We got to get to the real story. Someone is in a huff today.
Ooh.
Somebody's in a huff.
A huff, and what's his name?
Richard Huff.
Richard Huff is in a huff.
Richard Huff.
That's wacky.
Got to start by saying another guy playing right into our hands. We probably shouldn't tell people this, but these people play into our hands perfectly.
This is exactly what we're looking for. We're not afraid to say we're attention whores. We understand what it's going to take to make this show successful, and it's attention. And this is getting attention. It's working.
This is how it started.
Media.
This is how it started, by the way. We got to XM. We had a lot of confidence in the marketing department. We figured, okay, these guys are going to market the shit out of the Opie and Anthony show. They did a lackluster job at best.
That's what we thought, sure.
So we decided, all right, well, we're not going to sit around and wait for them to get our names out there. We'll have to do it ourselves once again.
Right.
Just like we did in the old days at WNAW. So we started this assault on the media, Anthony. And today, Richard Huff played right into our hands, giving us huge exposure in the Daily News, a huge paper here in New York City. Well, I just want to make sure. Opie and Anthony, XM Satellite Radio. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
It's all you need.
You could call us jerks. You could call us whatever you want. As long as I see Opie and Anthony and XM Satellite Radio, I'm happy.
And you know something? When you see Opie and Anthony in a news story, you know the headline is going to contain a word or two that we're familiar with from other stories. What is the word in this headline?
Jerks?
Jerks. Very good. It's never something good. It's always jerks, idiots, buffoons. We've seen it all.
Toxic twins.
Toxic twins.
Opie and Dopey.
Opie and Dopey, a good one.
Morons is always a
morons.
Good one.
This one, jerks.
Guy playing right into our hands. I got to tell you guys, the exposure is unbelievable. It's a full-page article on our Assault on the Media in a section of the paper
Pictures.
that pretty much everyone goes to.
Yeah.
You know, you get your newspaper, you're not going to make it all the way to the business section for the most part. You're not going to make it to the comics.
You're going to fly through the headlines first, then you go to the back.
Go to the back, check out sports, check out TV talk, what have you.
The gossip.
The gossip page is always good. I would have to say this is probably one of the most read pages in the paper every day.
Mm-hmm.
Tube Talk, it's called, Anthony.
It's black and white and red all over, Opie.
Richard,
it's a newspaper.
Richard Huff.
Jimmy.
Of course, he had to do a whole article on our Assault on the Media, Anthony.
Assault on the Media. It's working.
Which is only going to make the pests work harder.
Look, pests, you've made the news. Very good.
Yeah, because now the pests see this and go, oh, my God, look at the attention these people got.
I'm going to do it more. Pests. Trying to get them to get away from your head. They fly in your ear at night. Pests. Yuck.
This is only going to make it go to the next level.
Yeah. Love it.
And Richard Huff understands that. He mentions it and mentions that in this article because he can't help himself. He knows this is only going to make it worse.
Of course.
But he is so enraged, Anthony. He has to write about it.
Him and his fellow journalists, all of his colleagues are very upset by this assault on the media.
Yeah, we gave him something to write about. I'm sure it was a slow week, and he's like, I'm getting a paycheck. I got to write about something.
Yep.
I guess I'll have to write about those dopes, Opie and Anthony, and their assault on the media.
Well, you know something? Also, this is going on. A lot of talk about this is going on behind the scenes at the news organization.
Yeah.
They're having meetings about this. They're having meetings on how to combat it and what to do if it happens to you. We hear from these people that work there. This is a big thing now, and they're getting petrified. And we'll just keep it going. There's nothing really they can do about it. If they're going to put a reporter out on the street somewhere and roll a camera in front of them and go live, that whole background, unless they're going to start doing tight close-ups on their face, just their face, nothing else, which they're not going to do,
well, we're
going to keep doing it.
That's when we start putting the signs in front of their faces.
That's our goal, is to get them to just do a close-up on their lips. Hello, the story today here from the subway station.
This is our campaign of fear, you douchebags.
That's right. Our campaign of fear. We're a little, we're a little annoyed at the press. Who isn't? They just scare the shit out of you every night. They scare you. What's in your swimming pool that could kill you at 11? What?
At 11? My kids are in the pool right now, you fuck.
I'm going to take a dip.
Right.
What am I dipping in?
Why do I have to wait for 11 o'clock so you can make some money?
We'll tell you which car is being recalled for faulty brakes that could kill you. Is it your car? Find out at 11. But I'm driving.
I got to go pick up the kids right now.
The kids they're at practice, and
they're at the soccer field.
My brakes are...
I can't just leave them there.
Spin the wheel of death.
Right.
Take that drive before 11. What? That's their campaign of fear. Here's our campaign of fear right back at you. Will we turn up behind you? Will you be able to keep your composure? Or will you say fuck and lose your job?
That's the game we play
now. That's what we play. That's our campaign of fear.
You know what's interesting, too? You guys are jerks, and there's an article on this.
Jerks, it says it right there.
This scumbag, Jason Blair.
Yep.
Disgraced former New York Times reporter Jason Blair.
The guy that made up stuff, right?
Yeah, that's how he is addressed, and you guys are jerks. And this scumbag was lying, and he was never talked about like this jerk or this scumbag or this liar. Why was he never addressed in the press, you incestuous pigs?
Because
like that?
They
Why?
all do that, and God help the reporter that actually jumped on him and ripped him apart because... glass houses.
And they reported on it. I mean, they didn't hide it. They did report it. But why didn't they attack it the same way they attacked that? You know what I mean? Why is
he's not a jerk.
Mr. Bin Laden, Mr. Zarqawi, Mr. Blair.
Jerks.
Opie and Dopey.
Jerks.
These cowards. It's amazing where they won't take shots.
Right.
Well, let me describe this. So it's the New York Daily News. It's Tube Talk. It's a huge page in the paper, like we said.
Is it really any bigger than any of the other pages in the paper, Opie? Oh, You mean figuratively.
Well,
I thought you meant it was a huge page. I'm looking for this big newspaper page.
Well,
Ooh,
I guess
font.
I guess
huge font.
I guess to explain further, it pretty much takes up the entire page.
Right.
A lot of times you have a page in the paper, but you're just part of the page. This is pretty much the whole page.
Nice.
And there's a couple pictures. There's Pat Battle reporting about the shark attack with
Pat Battleaxe
with one of our pests.
She should have been reporting how her hair looks like Christian Slater while he was arrested. 55-year-old black woman. Would you fix that? It's awful.
There she is at the beach in her reporting suit, trying to do a serious report on a shark attack. And there's one of our pests in the background, smiling with no shirt on, with an Opie Anthony XM sign.
They made the paper
displayed.
now.
Yeah, it's
immortalized
right
in the Daily News.
It's right there, man. Make sure you get it up on the website for this fine fan. And then above that is the one that was done earlier this week.
Yes.
And with the huge Opie and Anthony cartoon sign that you've seen a bunch of times. With, what's her name again? I forgot her name.
Oh,
Ziggy's friend there, who works with Ziggy. Rosalind, that's right. Rosalind, you could see her nose and her ears above the sign.
Top of her face peeking
Top
over.
of her face peeking over as this reporter is trying to do a serious report on rape.
On a rape. And somebody was very upset that we would actually use a story about rape.
Tough shit.
To publicize our show. Like we pick and choose what stories.
Absolutely.
And someone actually said it was a crime scene. It says it in that article. I'm sure you'll read it.
Yeah.
But it says it in there. It was a crime scene, and no, it wasn't. It's the top of the stairs to a subway, which downstairs in some dark friggin' doorway was the crime scene. Stop it.
And if it is a crime scene, why are you trampling it all over with your reporter feet?
Your stupid reporter feet.
Right. Stay out of the crime scene, stupid.
Yeah, because you're more important.
Camera guy is dragging his dirty work boots all over DNA evidence.
I'm sure the cops want you in a crime scene.
Yeah.
You idiots.
It's amazing. They don't really consider the consequences when they're reporting on a Koran being ripped up. No one gives a shit about the consequences of that.
Right.
But God forbid, you should think of the consequences when you're holding up a sign behind some self-important asshole.
You know what really upsets them? Really upsets them? Unlike the St. Pat's thing that they could all jump on board and get us fired about. There's really nothing they can do about this except be really pissed off because there's nothing wrong going on here. There's nothing
I think we've gotten smarter as broadcasters. We finally figured out a way to be just extreme pests, get our names out there, and there's nothing, like you said, they can do about it. There's nothing.
This isn't illegal. There's nothing that can stop them. It's all fair territory behind those reporters.
Hell, man.
Shot.
All these people, I'm sure even Richard Huff wrote about us when we got fired. They all had their fun. They all had their fun with the whole St. Pat's sex in a church thing. They didn't care if they got their facts right. They just needed to jump on the story and attack.
Make the story better by punching it up a little bit.
Well, now this is how we have fun.
It's how we have a little fun with you back.
Just having a little
back
fun.
At you.
Yeah, just having a little fun. You guys had fun with us. We're having fun back.
Having fun.
That's all.
Do your live shots. There's an army of dopes out there. Moronic pests that will turn up in your camera shot.
Just like the Iraqi army, they don't even have uniforms.
Some of them are clothed in Opie and Anthony wear. Some of them are almost naked.
Right.
Like that little fella down there.
And they're wearing a mask holding Arthur Sheehan's head.
Holy crap.
Saying some kind of awful babble.
Of course. Oh, and they party rock.
Party rock. You don't think about consequences when you report on anything. You never think about consequences, but when it affects you or one of your own, all of a sudden, how do you not think of the consequences?
Yeah. Oh, this is horrible.
You shitheads.
Why don't we get Richard Huff on the phone
He wouldn't
today?
get on the phone.
Where's Richard Huff?
They'll never get on the phone.
Why don't we get good old Richard Huff?
We'll give him a statement.
Dick, if I will.
Why didn't old Dick Huff...
Dick Breath, actually, because a huff is a deep breath.
Why didn't old Dick Breath give us a call and get our whole take on the whole thing?
Yeah, why not?
Because that'd be real honest in journalism. Why would you? Why would you? Just do what Jason Blair did. Just steal some shit with AP at the end of it and write your name.
Well, guys, this is definitely worth reading, so let me begin this, okay? The headline, of course, jerks playing interference on live shots. There's a saying in TV circles that the camera is a $50,000 idiot magnet. I've never heard that in my life.
Yeah, that must be something the cameramen say.
The type of circle he stands in has a cracker in the middle of it. What kind of boring parties is he going to? That's what they talk about. Not look at her tits. You know that camera? $50,000 idiot magnet.
Idiot magnet right there.
Good point, Richard. Good point.
Viewers got to see just what an idiot draw a TV camera is a couple of times this week when, oh boy,
Okay, you got it.
Psychophants?
Yeah.
Sycophant.
That's right.
Huh?
Sycophant.
I know. Sycophants of radio jocks Opie and Anthony turned up in the background of live news shots, Anthony. The incident's part of oh my God, I can't talk because I haven't eaten yet. I'm shaking. All right, the incident's part of a disruption campaign launched by the XM radio host, has forced local news producers to end live shots early and take other precautions to keep the knuckleheads off the air.
Which they have.
For example, Tuesday at noon, WABC Channel 7's Marcus Solis was ambushed while reporting on the rape of a woman in Hunters Point, Queens.
My God.
Oh, he was ambushed.
He certainly was.
Not.
As Solis delivered his live introduction, a man and woman ran behind him carrying an O&A sign while shouting their names. But rather than deal with the jerks, Channel 7 never went back to Solis after his report.
It is kind of odd. They go to these reporters now. The reporter does his little thing. They go to the tape segment, and then it always ends with them going back to the reporter who gives his little take on the segment and then says, back to you in the studio. And then they go, thank you, and continue the news. Whenever there's an assault, they cut it off very quickly now after the Arthur Chien thing. They cut it off like right after he's done with his last word. They go right to tape and never go back to the reporter again. And I love it. It screws up their newscast, probably screws up their rhythm. The anchors now have to handle tying the story up. It's wonderful.
Every time they're doing a live shot, they have to be worried that some mokes with a cartoon sign is going to run behind it and spoil the whole
asinine cartoon.
You know what's funny about that? We were watching all the news channels this morning because, that's what we do in the office to try to get prepared for this radio program.
Yeah.
And every time they went live, I was getting a weird feeling like, oh, God, are they striking behind this particular reporter?
Yep.
Right. All right, so they never went back to Solis after his report. When will this distraction campaign stop? Asked a reader, Charles James. A rape scene, an active crime scene. Solis was doing his best to inform viewers of the heinous crime that took place. How insensitive and inconsiderate of the Opie and Anthony camp.
Ooh.
By the way, we don't care if he leaves the XM sticker on her mouth. We could care less what the crime scene is. Stupid.
We're here to get
not
attention.
Criminals. And by the way, I like the way he quotes a reader.
Yeah.
Quoting reader, Charles, that's news. You asshole, you balding asshole. You quote reader Charles James.
What reader?
Exactly.
A reader of what?
Of what?
What was he reading?
He could have been rifling through the newest kiddie porn magazine. And I'd certainly respect that. That's who you quote.
I bet you he found one lousy email in his inbox about this. And this is what the news does. Now they blow it out of proportion, because this guy was offended. Everyone else must have been.
Right.
He didn't get much email on this, I guarantee
it. Oh,
it.
no one cares. Charles James is a douche.
And WNBC Channel 4's Pat Battle also had an O&A disciple descend on her live report on
Is she awful? She is horrible.
That awful pantsuit
Pat
she's wearing.
Battle.
She's been around forever. Forever. Well, by the way, these videos are up on opieandanthony.com because now these videos are very famous. They made the newspaper. And WNBC's Channel 4's Pat Battle also had an O&A disciple descend on her live report on a shark attack from the Jersey Shore, Anthony. Mm-hmm. We prepare our staffers, our journalists, to handle these types of situations professionally, said a Channel 4 spokeswoman.
Not like Channel 2.
We have procedures in place to protect the integrity of our broadcast. A Channel 2 spokeswoman said. Our news department is comprised of veteran reporters who should know how to handle these situations.
He only goes to them. You're right. No calls to you guys. What is it you're trying to accomplish? Why don't you stop doing? Not one call to you guys. Only to the
one-sided story.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
They tried to talk to Wayne Williams when he was accused of murdering children in Atlanta. They camped outside to get his opinion.
Because maybe a couple of people might read and go, all right, I see his point. But I understand this man.
They were alleging that he was sexually abusing and murdering black children in Atlanta, and they wanted to hear what he had to say.
Right.
And then two shock jerks. They decide not to call and just do the story without you. The media is just repugnant.
We're available. Where was he? Where was the phone call?
How did I just compare you to Wayne Williams? That wasn't exactly the intention.
Yeah, I didn't really like that.
But I didn't mean it.
I didn't mind it.
He got a lot more done, by the way.
Oh, Jesus. Let's go to Daryl in Michigan. Daryl.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
Great show.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
I just wanted to remind you real quick, you forgot to mention rocket scientists.
Oh, did you think we weren't called rocket scientists or genius in this article?
Yeah, that's your other popular. You get morons and jerks. But
I tend to think, and I don't like this, but I think they might be being sarcastic when they say rocket scientist or genius in some of the articles.
I don't know.
I consider myself well educated, but I don't think I'm a genius. I think it might be sarcastic.
I attempted to be a rocket scientist, actually.
Yeah.
But I couldn't get past Physics 101 and said, I guess it's not for me.
Is that it? Screw the rocket science.
Right.
Science. Leave it to someone else.
I'll go into broadcasting.
I used to launch the Estes model rockets. Didn't make me a scientist. I think I was more of an enthusiast.
Hey, you guys got time for a couple other comments about the show?
Well, if it's going to throw us off track, could you just call back?
No, it's just about the, I've been listening for about 4 weeks.
Ooh.
And, so I'm new to the show.
That would be a month.
Yeah, right. And I noticed you never say the phone number.
Oh, it
for
should
people
be.
To call in.
It should be right on your display. We figured it's nice and easy. We get enough calls.
I got an older XM unit. It doesn't show up.
Oh my God! On most of the new stuff, it's right there, which makes it so easy for us. I don't even know what the number is. I couldn't even tell you what it is.
Hawk, get the number.
I think there's a wow in it.
Yes. Yeah, it's like wow, one wow or something, isn't it?
Hold on a minute. How did you know the number?
Well, I went out to the web.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Because I had to see the Arthur GN video after that. But up until then, I had no idea how to get a hold of you.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe people could go to our website and the number's there. Yeah. I really don't know the number because it's on all the displays. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get a new unit.
All right. Thanks, Daryl.
Thanks a lot.
Cool. I'm glad you're enjoying the show.
I just want to add, look at that. 4 weeks the guy's been listening. Or, as Jimmy says, a month. Been listening. And
it's a month if it was February.
Think how much material he missed. Think of everything that we've done since we've been on the air that he just has no clue about. You know? Isn't that a shame?
Well, that's why we say the same stuff over and over again, and some of the faithful listeners get frustrated because there's a bunch of new people almost weekly.
Every day. We've got to kind of clue them into a few things. It's the kind of show, and I know it annoys the hardcore listeners sometimes, but it is the kind of show where we have to kind of catch people up sometimes.
It's an ongoing soap opera, so you want to bring everyone up to speed, you know?
Yeah.
You want people to understand that you guys quote the goddamn Shining every fucking day. I mean... Oh, sorry.
Right. You like different movie quotes, Doc?
Wow. See what happens when the blood sugar level drops? I didn't mean that. I'm sorry, guys.
He's got Tourette's. Blurting stuff out.
I was thinking about that in the shower today. I was thinking a great project for Danny Nathaniel would be to get all the times you guys have quoted The Shining.
Oh, yeah. Just string that together for 4 hours.
It would be like watching Rain Man or something.
But a better one would be to get together all the times we're going to. Yep.
Oh, Tyson's on Fox News.
Okay, anyway, let's get back to what we're doing here. Let's say hi to, what? Let's go to Mark in Oklahoma City. Mark?
Hey, boys, what's going on?
Hey.
I think they're supposed to have a...
Why is Tyson in his underwear?
He was the weigh-in.
Holy shit.
Did you see that huge armadillo shoved down the front of his underwear?
Did you see his, yeah. Wow.
It looked like Saddam in the newspaper picture.
Did you see his rape stick? What the fuck, man?
He does that to intimidate because the guy he's fighting, the Irish guy, he was wearing like sweatpants at the weigh-in.
Yeah.
And they stand looking at each other, and that's like the photo op. Tyson is wearing tighty-whities and nothing else. He's just wearing tighty whities.
Just a monster in his pants.
He's got a monster in his pants. He's built like a fire plug. Fights tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna get it on pay-per-view.
It's gonna be sad. All right, you are gonna get it?
Yeah, I got the last one. It was entertaining.
All right.
Some of the preliminary bouts are pretty good too.
Let's go to Mark in Oklahoma City. Mark?
Hey, what's going on, boys?
Hey.
Hey, they're supposed to have a state execution next week, and they always have a lot of people out there protesting, anti-death protesters or whatever. And me and a couple buddies are going to go down there with a sign for you guys. And we're trying to think of something to put on it besides XM Satellite, like O&A says throw the switch or something.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
make
nice.
sure you say Opie and Anthony, because we still got to get the name of the show out there. Eventually, when all these people become faithful listeners, then they'll understand that it's just O&A.
Well, every once in a while they get, like Fox, the nationwide Fox, instead of the local Fox people out there.
Well, guys, I got to tell you, man, New York is pretty much on to our assault on the media. It's going to get a lot tougher around here. So,
punch it out, boys.
So you guys in other cities are going to have to take this ball and run with it.
Yeah.
Because this is what happened when we did this at WNEW. Eventually, the reporters will start doing their live reports from the top of the news van.
Yeah, they get up on the news van. They bring the camera up there. They put the reporter up there and do the shot from the top of the van.
Because that's how they defend against this. Eventually, that's what they will do. And I think they're getting close to doing that. So.
Yeah. A couple more, and it's over, Johnny, in New York. They're really going to have a hard time.
Because we've gotten full exposure now in New York City with this assault on the media, so the other cities are going to have to come to the plate for us.
Yeah.
Because they're still unexpecting in those other towns.
That's right. And look for things that are going on in your town, like big stories. If there's a story, I don't know, at a water treatment plant, you know that they're going to send a news crew down there. A nice day, a hot record heat or something like that. Go to your city's parks, like Central Park. I'm sure today there's going to be news crews out there.
Anthony, it's even easier than that because these news people are very lazy. Okay, you watch the news in the morning. You see what the hot stories are. They will do live shots all day long from that location.
From the location.
They're pretty much telling you where they're going to be later on in the day.
Absolutely.
It's not like they do one story from a subway rape scene and then move on to something else.
You are absolutely right.
They just
if they
go
do
there
it in the morning
all
news,
day
they're going to do it
long.
in midday news, and they're going to do it in the afternoon.
So you take a peek at the morning news, go, oh, wow, wait, that's close to me. And, you're guaranteed that they're going to do the noon news there, the 4 o'clock news, the 5 o'clock, the 6 o'clock.
Very good. Great pointer.
It's as easy as that. It really is. Adam, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Hey.
You know what I can't stand getting when you're talking about these teasers? Like, for example, if you're watching Fear Factor at 8:30, during the commercials, they'll break in, they'll say something about terrorism-related somewhere in New York City. Tune in at 11. I want to know what the fuck terrorism-related is going on right now. They make you wait 3 hours.
That's their tease.
That's their tease. They got to make their money. They got to, they got to get their ratings up. They got to get you watching longer, and that's what they do. So they know we're all, have a little fear in us as far as the terrorism goes. So that's how they hook you in.
That's how they do it.
Those idiots at Channel 4 always do it.
All right, but we're the bad guys, sure.
Look what we do.
All right, guys, punching out.
We're just having a little fun with their stupid, newscast. Let's see. Let's a couple more here, and then we'll go back to the article. Andrew in Indiana, what's up?
Not much. Just I'm actually on my way to work right now, and you guys were interested in trying to find out somebody else had ever been fired from the news for a live air blooper.
Right.
Well, if you go to ebombsworld.com and go into their funny video section, there is one guy in there that got fired for saying the wrong name for the television show and then cussing on the air.
Oh, really? Yeah, there have been people thrown off. There was that weatherman that got thrown off.
He was a weatherman.
Martin Luther King Day.
Martin Luther Coon Day,
yeah. He tripped over his words there and said Martin Luther Coon. But he didn't even say that. He said, like, Coon, and then stopped himself, and they threw his ass right out of there.
All right, let's go to Fernando. Fernando.
Oh, what's up, fellas?
What's up? Make it fast because we got to get back to this article.
No problem, man. This guy is saying how inconsiderate. How about these news reporters that, let's say there was a murder and they got, like, the wife or the child, and they got the mic in front of their faces. How do you feel about what just happened?
Absolutely.
Yep, that's
You're
a little more
right.
intrusive than a sign behind the reporter. Yeah.
They're self-important, and it's just great to see people realizing what self-important asses they really are and attacking them. Good.
And Jeremy, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys? Just want to let you know the technique over here at Kia.com. Your technique for marketing was guerrilla marketing.
Of course.
Right.
You guys heard of that before. And second of all, you're right about those news people. They're fucking lazy as hell. I was out at the boardwalk there.
All right, thank you. Let's get back to Richard Huff's column. I really don't know.
He just wanted a call.
He just gave us the information we had.
He just wanted to make a phone call.
He just needed to talk to somebody.
That was it. He dialed the phone. We were there.
Don't tell us what we already know.
Your pals, Opie and Anthony, will take your phone call.
He had nothing.
You know, you guys, you're talking to those microphones. It helps get that sound out into these radios. All right, thanks for the call.
All right, so basically, where were we? Okay, basically, they prepare their reporters to deal with this type of thing when they're out there live, Anthony. Moving on with the article from Richard Huff, who, once again, got to say, played right into our hands perfectly.
And he's attacking the fans. He's not even attacking you guys. He's attacking the fans.
Yeah, you never want to attack the fans. We don't even attack them.
Oh, no.
We don't even attack them anymore.
Keep them happy. Keep them on your side.
They will eat us eventually, and it'll become their show.
You need them, and we need to keep them well fed with victims also. Feed them with victims. We keep coming up with other things they can attack, because the second they are victimless, we will become the victims.
Eventually,
they will turn on us.
We'll all just be the mouthpieces of the fans. We won't have our own original thoughts and ideas anymore. This show will be run by them eventually.
We're the guy that owns that pit bull that turns around and rips the owner's throat out after years of loving and petting and being with the kids in the house and everything, a fine pet. For some reason, it just spins around and rips your throat out.
You know how scared I actually get when I have to attack the message boards and stuff? You have to do it very carefully.
No, I see it like a junkyard dog.
Insane.
I see it like a junkyard dog. We can walk up and kick them. We can kick them. That's fine. But you better have that big piece of meat to throw down in front of them.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I acknowledge them always as being pests and nuisance and idiots. But
I make sure that
we keep them well fed with victims.
I make sure that big, thick chain is still on their neck.
Yeah.
So I'll go, we could get to this point. All right, well, I'm going to move in a little bit. Kick! And move back.
Kick them, but occasionally they get a little pat on the head, too.
All right. Yeah, you don't want to
mess. Good boy. Good boy.
You don't want to mess with our pests.
No.
They are like Barlow, who's the vampire in Salem's Lot, where there's one point where he actually has to murder and eat his own helper because the victim got away, and he feels bad about it.
Yeah.
He's angry that he had to kill such a loyal servant.
Yeah.
That's how they will feel when they eventually wreck us.
That's why keep them supplied with food. The food is attacks on the media, other radio programs to call up, things like that. We got to keep it well stocked.
All right.
Pest.
Moving on with Richard Huff's column today in the Daily News. It's a long article. We're almost done, though. Considering the website activity and planning of such stunts, there are online instructions on how to pull off the prank. We're far from the end.
Ooh, see? He's right.
We're far from the end.
This will continue.
Yes, it will. Well, after this article, I have no doubt that they're going to become more frequent now.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we've been waiting for.
Yeah, little recognition.
Major exposure. No wonder they're hard to stop, especially on a public street. And a similar stunt, of course, got reporter Arthur Chian so fired up he dropped an F-bomb on air and was immediately canned by WCBS Channel 2.
Fuck's your problem, man?
That was his problem in the end. Sorry, it just was.
Happened after that a couple of times, and the reporters kept their cool. You didn't see old Battle blurting out the F word.
That's right.
And she wanted to.
Of course she
did. She just spun in a circle and kicked up dirt behind her and chased some other cartoon character.
Jesus.
What? She's got a Tasmanian devil body. It's annoying.
She certainly does.
She's a boxy ass.
Battle. Old Battle Axe.
Ugh. What an awful hard name.
It is. Battle.
What are you going to do? I don't know. I think I'm going to go and fuck Pat Battle.
I know. Pat Battle.
Pat Battle.
Pat Battle. Ooh,
all right.
That is a hard-ass name.
Yeah.
And here we go. Richard Huff showing his intelligence, but he can't help himself. He cannot help himself. And yes, I realize just writing about them will empower more of the weasels to hit the street. He's calling you guys weasels.
Weasels? He can't do that. Only we can do that.
This guy knew that if he wrote about it, it would make it worse, but he couldn't help himself. He knew he had to say something.
He had to. I'm so pissed off about this.
Well, dude, it's like Reader Charles James says.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's what you quote in your news story, you jackass?
Reader.
Got us a reader.
All right. Trouble is, it's a campaign with no other purpose than to boost the visibility of Opie and Anthony, who were fired by WNEW after encouraging a couple to have sex in St. Pat's Cathedral.
That's right. He hit it right on the head there. That is the sole purpose. Were we saying anything different? For him to say in the paper, like, well, the sole purpose of this. Yeah, contrary to what they're saying it's about. No, we agree. It's for attention. It's to get our name out there. And one of the great little side things about it is it's really screwing with the news, and we love that too.
Yeah, we know we're underdogs. We know we have to rebuild our careers, and this is what we do.
This is what we do now.
To get our exposure up and to get the name out for the show, and then eventually more and more of these people will start listening to the program because they see Opie and Anthony XM Satellite Radio. There's a bunch of our old listeners that still don't know we're back.
Right.
And this is what helps that. All right, so we were fired, blah, blah, blah. It's not a creative prank. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Hence the term pests.
And you know something? Just because it's simple doesn't mean it's not creative. It's creative, I would say. It's a great idea to get press for your radio show. It's free press on network television. Well, how is that not creative?
Absolutely.
To figure out a way for no money to get your name on TV consistently. How is that not creative?
It's not creative when a guy in a gorilla suit does it?
That is damn creative.
A guy in a Gumby suit?
Funny as hell. Very creative.
Are you trying to tell our listeners to be more creative with this?
All right. Take that angle.
All right, Richard. Dick breath, if I will.
Guys, I don't think Dick Huff finds you creative enough. I think you're going to have to step up, people.
All right. I didn't know it was about creativity, Anthony.
Yep.
And this next paragraph, I think it enraged Jimmy a little bit when we were reading it before the show. At least when Howard Stern's fans call TV shows during breaking news, they're supposedly proving that some of the media don't check references before putting sources on the air. O&A fan stunt isn't that smart. O&A's fan stunt isn't that smart.
No?
We're not trying to be smart.
No.
But do you see what he just did? And this is why I hate him so much. Because what he knows that he has to make... the Howard's fans have done stuff like that. And he knows he can't write this article and then not say anything about that because it's like, well, where were you all these years that was happening? So he has to make an angle on why that was okay and this isn't. Because it was like when they called during the 93 Trade Center terrorist bombing.
Yeah.
They called in the news, or the Colin Ferguson massacre on the Long Island Railroad.
That was fine?
Or the Oklahoma terrorist attack.
Oh, Dick Huff had no problem with that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was creative, and which, by the way, those things were hilarious. I'm not knocking Stern's fans for that. To me, those are the funniest things.
Oh, when you're sitting watching the news and the reporter's all serious and they're talking to who they think is like that chief of police in some town, and then they hit him with the Howard Stern reference or something, it's hysterical.
Oh, how about the other one, the shooting in Los Angeles, LAX?
Yeah.
Artie took my job, the guy who called up as Jackie, saying that he was the one
who
did the shooting.
He did the shooting because Artie took his job.
Yeah, so it's not those are hilarious things.
Right.
But don't self-righteously make this comparison like this is worse when those were actually guys who they were truly interfering with the reporting of the news, and as they should have been.
Right. I
Just
love
what
it.
What a scumbag this Richard Huff is.
I love when the news gets screwed with. It is really fun to watch. Because they're so self-important. They're so serious. And they just are a bunch of bullshit artists.
And by the way, supposedly proving that some of the media don't check their references before... Why? Why don't you just say what it is? They're doing it to be funny, to get on Howard, which is why they should be doing it to be funny. The fact that the media doesn't check their sources is how they get on. But they're not doing that to prove that.
Yeah, what is this, an experiment?
Yeah, no one is. There's no higher reason for it.
No.
It's just funny shit, and you guys are so greedy and so desperate to be the first ones instead of reporting accurately that you get caught out there sometimes.
Yep.
That's what it is. There's no higher ethics for it or deeper motive. It's funny.
T-Bones in Boston says, it's going to be creative when I bury the WOW axe in a reporter's chest. Our shining reference. Anybody home?
Well, I want to play something for Richard Huff today.
Here's a story about a rape.
Reporting here from the tub of the Overlook Hotel.
There, I told you guys. There you go, new listeners. I want to play this for Richard Huff today. Shame on you, Richard Huff. Shame on you.
Shame.
You dope. Played right into our hands. And we're very happy about that today. So, well, actually, thank you, too. Let's say hi to Brian. Brian, what's up?
Hey, I just wanted to say I think it's fucking bullshit how these sensationalist journalists like to say that the alleged perpetrator of the bank robbery allegedly went into the bank and allegedly shot the teller, but every time the police have to put their hands on somebody, have to, are forced with the decision of having to kill someone, it's the police killed somebody. Down here in New Orleans, they had to shoot a car close to 100 times just to get it to stop, and they made it out like the police were just playing fucking cowboys and Indians trying to kill these guys, when really they were just trying to go home at the end of the night.
All right, Brian.
A little
Thank you.
Editorial?
Yeah,
well,
sure.
the fact is the media will say whatever they want as long as they put alleged in front of it. That's their little legal loophole. That's their wink at the camera.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Let's go to Mike. Mike, what's up?
What's up, guys? What's up, Jimmy?
Hey.
Two things. First, up in Philly, 10 o'clock every morning, they do a TV show, sort of like the Today Show in New York. And they do it from the Lowe's Hotel in Center City on Market Street. And they got this big glass wall behind them, basically. So, you see people walking through the streets of Philadelphia. That's a good opportunity for people up in Philly, New Jersey, Delaware. Go down there. And
See what's happening? See what's happening, Anthony? Because this is huge news today in New York, it's just making people call up with other opportunities for other pests.
Right.
Yeah, it's just trickling down the East Coast, that's all.
All right, thank you, Mike.
The other thing is, I think the media is pissed because, you're able to go off the TV and promote yourself, but they can't.
All right. Thank you.
What I mean? Sure.
These calls are almost making it, some of them. They're almost relevant,
all right,
almost contributing something.
Eric in Colorado, what's up?
Hey, morning, boys.
Hey.
Hey, my next-door neighbor is an assistant reporter, or like an assistant camera person for the local CBS affiliate.
Yeah.
And right after this bit with Arthur Chien, they had a meeting with the camera people, showed them this video, and warned them of these kind of potential assaults.
There you go.
I asked him, I said, what would happen? I said, if I knew you guys were doing a live remote and I came up with a sign, and he says, it's going to depend on who's working the camera.
Well, the funny thing is they warned everyone here in New York after Arthur Chien, and we already hit him twice since then.
Yep.
Twice in New York already.
Well, and that's what I mean. I've got a sign that I've made up, and I carry one in each of my cars and in the semi, just as the hopes of getting one. In fact, I had an assault I almost did about 4 months ago, but I would have gotten arrested if I would have done it.
Well, we don't want you guys getting arrested.
Well, yeah, because this was a huge structure fire at a facility, and as I went to go up to the reporter with the sign, this cop told me, if you do it, I'm going to nail your ass to the wall.
Yeah, but he can arrest you.
For what?
I would have had to cross a police line to get to her.
Oh, well,
then he could have.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't worth it.
All right. Thank you, Eric.
All right, bye.
Bye. Oh, that's what makes this fun, is when you're not, touching the reporters.
No, you just get up there and
you keep
hold
it
that
legal, and you get a little creative with this, and it's just driving them nuts. Driving them nuts.
Roger Ebert gave the Honeymooners 3 stars.
He's giving everything good
3
reviews.
stars.
He's giving everything good reviews.
Roger
The
Ebert,
Honeymooners is a surprise and a delight.
He can't knock black people.
No.
We understand you have to make eye contact when you go home, but could you for once knock a black film?
That is true. He's married to a black woman,
right,
and it seems to have influenced his reviews on black films.
Gee, Morgan Freeman's the best actor in the country? I wanted to spit in his bad hairdo when I heard that. He's not. He's good in a grandfatherly way.
When he gave 4 thumbs up to Soul Plane, I knew there was a problem.
It was a delight, a surprise and a delight.
It was a plane full of soul.
What else was a surprise and a delight when you found out you were going to have your own show?
No doubt.
Old Tapioca Skull was checking out. It's only one thumb matters now.
Yeah.
All right, Anthony.
Fine.
It's the Oatmeal Brains and Ebert show.
Anthony, here's the deal. The best website to go to for movie reviews is RottenTomatoes.com.
Right.
Because a lot of these critics have agendas, like
ulterior motives.
Ulterior motives and agendas in general. RottenTomatoes.com, they take all the reviews from all over the country, from all the major newspapers, and then they throw a percentage of good reviews versus bad reviews together, basically.
Right.
And a fresh tomato, meaning the movie's going to be a success, is when 60% of the reviews are good.
I don't know why I find that so funny. Yeah, so you're getting it from people that have seen the movie, and it's now a realistic assessment of the movie.
Well, it's all the reviewers.
All the reviewers put together?
Yeah, they take...
Can people that just watch the movie that aren't reviewers?
Yeah, I think they have message boards for that as well. But basically, they take all the reviews of the Honeymooners from all the major papers from all over the country, and some of the movie review websites, things like that.
And what are the Honeymooners?
Honeymooners, 60% or greater means it's a good movie according to RottenTomatoes.com. In general, Honeymooners is getting a 20% rating.
Ooh,
20% rating.
Ouch.
Scott Brown, Entertainment Weekly, he just writes, so why remake this again? USA Today, these are all the bad reviews. Cedric and Epps have none of the team chemistry Gleason shared with Art Carney, and Epps' Norton displays none of Carney's...
What's it start with?
Eccentricities.
Yeah.
Get all hot.
The Arizona Republic. This laughless attempt to modernize the Cramdens and Nortons is somewhat sacrilege, as it waters down the characters and strips them of their unforgettable quirks and tics. Not only an insult to the original, it should be shown at film schools as proof of how pointless a movie can be. A lackluster affair devoid of laughs and just about anything else one might construe as entertainment, Anthony.
Sounds like a surprise and a delight to me.
Well, the New York Times gave it a good review.
Surprise and a delight.
Did they really?
Yep.
Actually,
the good review is The Honeymooners is not so bad. That's what you want in your review. It just goes on and on, obviously.
The movie story actually does work as a story, and not simply as a wheezy Hollywood formula. Sometimes you walk into a movie with quiet dread and walk out with quiet delight. Delight. He's delighted.
Wow, this is weird. Minneapolis Star-Tribune. What The Honeymooners does well, it does very well. The trouble is, it doesn't do enough of what it does well.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, maybe this would have been a really good movie, but people just kind of resent the fact that it has the Honeymooners tag on it. Why not just make it, we've said that before, but just make it
another movie. Right.
Those guys are both famous enough to pull it off and to bring people in.
Because now watching it, you're just going to think of the Honeymooners.
Right. Instead of
and compare it to it, and it's not going to work. Just make it a movie.
All right, so that's getting horrendous reviews today, except for Ebert.
Yeah.
I like a movie that's a delight.
It's a bomb. It'll make huge money, though.
Well,
you watch. Monday, you watch. It'll make just ridiculous money.
The fact that they went to see Monster-in-Law, it's just mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
She sat on enemy tanks and smiled while POWs are being tortured, and you fucking dummies run out there and see her movies. You make me sick.
He says this story isn't soft and mushy like my ex-partner's medulla oblongata.
Jesus.
This movie isn't all stem, no substance. when you sneeze, this movie doesn't rattle around like Jell-O.
Oh, that poor bastard. Oof. Roger Ebert. All alone.
I've begun eating finally, so...
The Opie eating portion of the show has started.
Oh, my God, I'm shaking really
I'll
bad.
tell you one thing. Hasn't the French toast made this place smell wonderful? All cinnamon and nice.
I haven't smelled it, to be honest with you. But if you like, I can throw something else into that mix.
Wave it around a little bit. There you go. You'll throw something in the mix? No, thanks. That happens later. How was your smoothie yesterday? Did it have any ill effects?
Well, yeah, besides the dump I took while we were on the phone, I ran home, and a couple hours later, just another obnoxious, miscolored dump.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah. The one I had was called Dreams or something. It was turned into a nightmare. I got home and, wow, beeline right for the bathroom.
My dump was a surprising delight.
Was it? The consistency of Siskel's brain matter was really just... you know, when you... I don't want to get into details, but you get done, and you turn around and look.
Sure.
You take a look, and I just, like, out loud. Why if I'm the only one in the bathroom seeing this, do I actually have to go out loud, oh, God. I turned around and looked and went, oh. And then you flush, and it kind of holds up for a second and busts apart like the Edmund Fitzgerald. A trail of coal all around.
I want to know, why do you wait till the end instead of just, like, opening your legs and you lift your bag and peek down while you're doing it?
I'm not going to peek as it's working its way out.
Yeah, why not just lift your bag and take a peek while the whole thing is happening?
I want to make sure everything's going smoothly.
Well, it is. I don't disrupt the
Comes
works.
out and... No, sometimes if you look, it might change your mindset.
Nah. I can't see back to my bung, but I can just see that, like, once it's in the bowl, I can just look and...
That's
kind of
horrible.
smile.
No way.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
I don't want to see it.
Oh, I love to see it.
I want it covered up with paper, and I turn around and look, and good. I say I don't see anything. Good.
I've actually smelled the paper before. I swear to God.
Oh, my God.
No, it's an animal
isn't even
thing.
human.
It's how
see?
you, exactly. It's how you know
human.
if you're sick.
That's awful. You shouldn't do that, Jimmy.
All right.
All right. I won't. No more.
Bill needs coffee.
Huh?
Bill needs
You need some coffee?
Yeah. All right, can we take a break so I can finish this?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, thanks, Travis.
You're welcome. Greg from
call.
Florida's on the phone. I had that stuck in my head, too, all night. I was singing this, like, all night long. Greg?
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
New guy, new XM guy. Man, that Greg and Tony show, Greg.
Yes! I was singing it all night long.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Subliminal or something like that. I feel like I got an antenna stuck in my head. Is this what it's come to?
Yeah, that's a jingle. See, this guy, it might not sound like a traditional jingle, but it's done the job. It's stuck in your head, and even though it's not Opie and Anthony, it's, the Greg and Tony show. Greg and Tony show. Let's hear it.
Tony got afternoon with sex advice. We know back, spread the hit, sunset.
50 times it went to my head.
I love it.
It's like a dagger in the forehead. You gotta love something like that.
Yep.
Well, we got new ones today, and none of these are going to get stuck in your head.
I'm stuck in my other parts either. Okay, hey, love you all. Have a good day.
All right, thank you, sir.
Later.
He's a new listener, Opie.
Let's
another new guy.
Greg. Let's go to
Greg.
Let's Gabe in Jersey. What's up?
With a softball on it.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey, Fuckface.
Cisco. Ebert show. Cisco. Ebert show.
Going to soon just be the Ebert show because Siskel now has to wear 2 baseball hats.
Siskel got mud in his head. Runs out his nose.
Go ahead, Gabe.
Sorry. Got to reconfigure those little chairs at the dinner table.
Yeah, how many honeymooners does it take to tar our driveway?
Oh Jesus. All right. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Answer
How
is
many?
2 if you slice them thin enough.
What is wrong with you?
the old joke.
All right, let's get out of here for a little while.
All right, eat.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the O&A virus.
Let's say hi to Dragon Wagon.
Yeah, guys, you totally.
What? What? You broke up.
We can't hear you.
Sir? Totally offended me today.
We totally.
I was an over-the-road truck driver, and this nudity thing that you all are talking about is ridiculous.
What are you talking about?
The what thing, sir?
Did you take an antihistamine before you call next time? Clog-nosed idiot.
You guys are disgusting. I mean, you know, I turned it on. I'm calling XM and complaining about this channel. That's all of this to it.
Really?
Yes.
What don't you like about the channel?
Well, you guys are hacks. You want to be Howard Stern. I mean, you know, it's indecent. It's immoral what you're talking about.
You know what you should do, sir? Right after you call XM, you should drink a fifth of Old Grandad and then drunk drive into a schoolyard. No one cares about you, or if you're offended, block the channel, stupid. It's an XL channel. You can block it. That's why XM has that.
You need to F you. That's what you need to do, okay? I'm hanging up.
Good. Hang up, cancel XM, and drop dead.
Let's not go that far.
All right, don't cancel. don't cancel XM.
Go to listen to XM Kids or something.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's the wrong thing to say in front of Eric Logan.
And this guy, now he's listening to himself. He'll be listening.
Listen, I'm going to Sirius Radio.
Good. Go to Sirius Radio. There's a fucking dog for the thing. They stink. You're going to have to drive a truck to have Sirius. Throw it in the back of the truck, you fucking hick. Die!
See, get in front of me and I can run you over.
Why don't you fucking blow your nose before you call a national radio show, you crank-doing jerk-off?
Now he's listening to himself.
Of course he is.
He'll be listening.
Of course he will.
He'll be listening.
He'll call tomorrow.
And he doesn't even have the balls to say fuck you. We're uncensored, pal. You can say fuck you.
I don't believe in that.
You don't believe in that? You're a liar and you're a failure.
No, I'm not a failure.
Yes, you are.
I'm an over-the-road truck driver.
Why don't you have your fucking sinuses fixed?
I'm an over-the-road truck driver.
Yeah, all truck drivers are over the road, stupid. They don't go through lawns and pools. You redundant shithead. I didn't hear you, sir. I'm doing drugs and surviving an incest experience.
Breaker, but a dragon wagon.
Is that his name, Dragon Wagon?
Dragon wagon, you got your ears off.
Oh,
yeah. I'm sorry, it sounded like you had more brains on the radio.
We've got a long and a short time to get there.
Hold on, sir. Wait, so is your name really, dude? Is your name really Dragon Wagon? You're a grown man with a name that rhymes.
Hey, slow down with the weird grown-up names.
That's a child's name. At least it doesn't rhyme. It's not Mopey Opie. It's Mopey Opie, Slim Jim, and whatever the fuck rhymes with Anthony. I can't think of anything.
Schmanthony.
You don't understand. I'm out here busting my ass for you people to be doing your dumb radio show.
How are you busting your ass for us, stupid? You're busting your ass to put food on your fat wife's table. We have nothing to do with it.
No, you're the type that voted for George Bush, aren't you? You're the type that...
No, sir, I don't vote. I talk a lot of shit, and then I sit home on Election Day. That's the beauty of me.
But you're the reason the fuel prices are so high in this country driving...
I'm the reason, you motherfucker! You drive a truck! I have a Saturn. I cruise prostitutes in Manhattan.
Your food has to get there.
You have fucking 80 gallons of fuel in your vehicle. I go a month on a gallon of gas. 43rd Street to 15th Street. Circle for 4 hours, back home.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
Feeling much better, Anthony.
You et. done eating?
Got some food in me. Yeah, I'm the worst if I don't eat. It's awful.
God, I feel like I got needles in my nose. I took the walk over, and there must be a high pollen count out there today. Damn. I have to go and shove some water up my nose and blow my nose.
Well, the rain is knocking it all down to the ground
now
so.
It's raining.
All right. We have so much to do today. I don't know. We got some clips from Sexiest State because we want to maybe bring that back for a little while.
Sexy.
We also have jingles and also the show I should have been watching from the beginning last night instead of that stupid MTV Movie Awards show. Hit Me Baby One More Time.
All right.
Actually, Elo called me pretty drunk.
Jeez.
I think he was bummed that XM lost out on the Cousin Brucey.
On Cousin Brucey? Aye. Like we said in the 60s. Aye.
Nah, Elo's pretty smart. He's a very smart guy. He understands that it's not worth signing Cousin Brucey to a contract.
Yeah.
He's the oldies guy that got fired recently here in New York. He's a legend. He's been around forever, but in the end, how many people really care?
Yeah, it's pretty much a local, New York thing, and it's pretty small as far as how many fans there were in New York. So you're taking a national platform, spending a lot of money for some guy who's, pretty local.
And it's not that we're bitter. There was a price that XM was willing to pay, and Sirius went and gave him a lot more money, which is just...
Sirius will just hemorrhage cash to get people, quite frankly, and what it is, it's to get a little bump in the press. Because Cousin Brucey gets hired, and then they put a little story in the paper somewhere, and that's all you get for your $200,000 or whatever it was. That's what you get. We don't pay any money, and we get a whole page.
Yeah, we definitely trumped.
Look what we do.
We trumped the Little Doggy company today because this is a whole New York thing.
Yeah.
So they wanted to make a big splash in the papers today with the signing of Cousin Brucey.
Cousin Brucey.
And the reality is their little article about hiring Cousin Brucey was buried in the business section. I mean, buried deep. And your pals Opie and Anthony and little Jimmy Norton got
the help of their pests.
Huge exposure with this assault on the media thing. So there you have it. That's what we do now. You guys want to hear some jingles?
We got more jingles, huh?
Let's get these out of the way for today.
Do the Greg and Tony show?
Well, I was going to start by playing a few of the ones we like so far.
Ooh.
I still like the first one that came in.
I do. I like that one. That's my second favorite. I like that a lot.
The creepy one.
Oh.
Well, we'll go with this one first, and then we'll get the new ones on.
The Greg and Tony show, Greg and Tony show, Greg and Tony got afternoon with sex advice. We're no bank, spread the hood with some accent.
There you have it. That was Pappy. This is my favorite, actually, by Tall Man.
That is the best jingle we've got.
I love that one.
That's a pure jingle.
It just makes you laugh every time you hear it. Did you guys like any of the ones that came in yesterday? Are they worth replaying?
Did I hear any of the ones from yesterday?
Well, like Norton and Friends. Yeah, we played
no
some
real
yesterday.
memorable ones from yesterday.
Well, this was one of the better ones.
A couple of good ones.
From Shannon from Toronto.
It's time for Norton and Friends in the morning. Norton and Friends in the morning. Let's play Monster.
Yeah, that was good.
Opie is a shit dick.
Got some fans in Toronto, Anthony. Jesus.
Doing it to the old Billy Joel song. Isn't that an old Billy Joel tune?
Yeah. The Longest Time? Yeah. And I circled this one. I'm not even sure why. By Johnny Griswold.
From New York City to San Diego, it's the Swazbuckling and Bert Convy Hair Show. Only on XM Channel 202. featuring Media Kids Zone Sports and the Bill Dead Lady with the Weather. I'm not kidding you, bitch. Produced by Ben Zog and critiqued ad nauseum on whackbag.com. Unless you have Rich Bossfinger's tune your XM radio to channel 202. Bert Convy here and the Spuds Buckley Show.
I like that one.
I do too.
Yeah, that one's funny.
That one's really starting to grow on me.
Bert Convy hair.
Bert Convy hair.
That one's starting to grow on me.
It's great.
Let's see. And then this one from Ray from Deer Park. This is the one that started it all, and I still like it. There's something about this.
Well, this is a good one.
Oh, I hate this one.
Homophobic, the Opie and Anthony show.
There's one that came in overnight that's maybe even creepier than that one.
Apparently the jingles are blasting, and us and the mic are hard to hear.
Oh, really?
I've heard on the replay at home. There are so many things that pop on, and we get blasted out, and then we come on to talk, and we're low again. So there's still that problem that they've never really fixed as far as the levels go.
All right, well, I'll try.
And the commercials and stuff come on really loud. They come blasting on.
The channel in general is just so much lower than the other channels.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you're listening to high voltage, and then you're like, I want to go to Ethel for a song, or I want to mellow out with some fine tuning, or I want to see what Hank's Place is all about. And you go to you go to one of these other channels, and your eardrums just get tortured.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
just blasts you out of the car.
They can't quite figure it out.
It's really weird. All right. Let's see. Here's the new ones that came in overnight. Crossed out most of them, but we still have a few to play here today. This is from Mike D.
Opie and Anthony, Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton and friends. It's Opie and Anthony, XM 202. Yeah.
Wow. I kind of liked the pew, pew, pew at the beginning.
It had potential, right?
He had no sound effects at all.
Dennis from Delaware came up with this one.
You are listening to America's favorite degenerates, Opie, Anthony, and Little Jimmy Norton on XM Satellite Radio Channel 202, High Voltage.
Oh, wow, that was just straight ahead.
Yeah, that was straight up.
Very informative.
Straight up, yo.
Very informative.
Here's Jeff from Long Beach.
And kid will point at Ben's big dog.
All right. All right, that is about the creepiest thing I've ever heard.
That could be more creepy than...
Holy Jesus. Let me hear that again, because that is like the Ring creepy. No?
Yeah, it has that feel about it.
It's creepy, like a horror movie.
I think he's trying to say O&A Party Rock, and then he says Jim Norton, and then I think he has a Ben Fatcock joke.
Really?
Because
Because I can't understand what he's saying. It sounds all backwards and
That's
weird.
kind of the fun of playing some of these. You got to figure out what the hell they were trying to say.
Marin.
That one.
And kid will point at Ben's big dog.
I don't like that at all.
Ben's Big Cock.
That's going to scare me at night.
I heard Ben's Big Cock, O&A Party Rock, but there was something else in the beginning, I think.
Ben's big cock.
I like it.
I do too.
It's creepy.
And kid will point at Ben's big dog.
No, that's too scary, man. I don't like that at all.
I like it.
Yeah.
Jeff from Long Beach. All right. This is Fat Monkey. His attempt at an O&A jingle or promo or sweeper. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore with these things.
Oh, yeah.
Opie. Anthony. Jim Norton.
XM Satellite Radio. Take XM Satellite Radio along for the ride.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not a jingle.
No.
Yeah,
That's a conglomerate.
These were the better ones that came in overnight, by the way. You guys got your your work cut out for you over the weekend to keep this bit alive for us.
I'll say.
Here's one from Firebuck.
Slap my British titties and call me a whore. You're listening to Opie and Anthony on XM Radio. Rock out with your cock out.
Who's that sexy voice?
Rock out with your cock out.
Who is she?
Who is that? Is that from Nanny 911?
I don't know.
Oh, I like that.
You know what's funny? T-Bone's in Boston.
Was it computer voice?
Oh.
Really?
Speaking of which, how you doing, Steve?
I actually have the lyrics from that one that you couldn't understand.
The creepy one?
The creepy one?
Yeah.
It says, O&A party rock and Jim will point at Ben's big cock.
O&A party rock.
Wait,
and
now I gotta
Jim
hear it
will
again.
point
Get Ben
at
in here.
Ben's big cock. O&A party. Let me hear.
All right, say it again.
O&A party rock
Yeah.
and Jim will point at Ben's big cock.
Party rock. And Jim will point at Ben's big cock.
That's really creepy.
Sounds like it's saying, and Kim will point.
Really? You're not.
I'm Jim.
And it should say, and Jim will take pictures of Ben's big cock.
Oh, Ben, the
That
flash
was-
gave me away.
That was so goddamn funny yesterday. We're in the office after the show. We had a little phoner meeting with Washington real quick. And Ben's in there, you know, doing what he does, getting the phone all set and getting the meeting all set. And we're talking with Washington. And Jimmy pulls out his little camera and just starts snapping pictures of Ben's cock. Like, he was zooming right up on it and taking a picture. And then he was getting up, moving closer to Ben, and without Ben really noticing because he's doing other things, he's herking and jerking, just snapping pictures. And then he'd like, oh, look, and show me the picture of Ben's cock. And then, yeah, you turn the flash on, and that ended the bit. And Ben was like, get out of here! Covers it up,
And then he
stood
stood
behind
behind
the
a
chair. He was standing behind the chair, so Jimmy couldn't take any more pictures of his
It was
cock.
a UFO, an unbelievably fat object.
Our goal is to get a whole montage of Ben's crotch and throw it on the website. And all different
So
types of
funny
pants.
How self-conscious he got when he realized what was going on.
I would have stood there and just pulled my jeans tighter so it was more properly outlined. But shy Ben, like a man with a true giant hog, hid in an embarrassed way.
So embarrassed.
This is really interesting. T-Bone's on instant feedback. He's begging us. He's like, please do not replay mine from yesterday.
Who?
This guy T-Bones.
Was it bad?
Well, you know, there's a lot of these people are learning what happens when you try to become creative. You don't want to hear, you know, the feedback.
No.
And we killed T-Bone yesterday, and it hurt so much he doesn't want to hear it again.
Well, let's hear it.
And boom goes the dynamite. And boom goes the dynamite.
All right, it's the O&A virus spreading across America. Thanks to XM Satellite Radio.
Oh, yeah.
What was
that one.
What was that?
An abortion.
And boom goes the dynamite.
God, that stunk again. You rot.
There you go, T-Bone.
T-Bone.
Okay.
What were you thinking?
Got a couple more to play, and then we'll move on to something else.
Was half the file lost when you emailed it? Nice abrupt ending.
This is Drew from Virginia. His attempt at an O&A jingle.
The most variety of porn and smut and trannies. The Opie and Anthony Show. And Jim.
Yeah. All right.
Almost
there. I like the end Jim tag.
So far, I only highlighted one.
Yeah.
From today's batch, the creepy one. This is T-Flame.
It's the Opie and Anthony Show on XM202. We've got Lil Jimmy Norton, your expert on HIV and transvestite prostitutes. And here comes Professor Anthony, the resident know-it-all of everything useless. And Opie, the biggest asshole in the tri-state area. Let's put on your laughing hats and stab that hooker. It's O&A. Party rock.
That's kind of funny.
Problem, man.
Wow.
That's kind of funny.
His recording
done really badly, but
stinks.
Professor Anthony
It says it's the Opie and Anthony Show on XM202. We've got little Jimmy Norton, your expert on HIV and transvestite prostitutes.
Transsexual, not transvestite, for Pete's sake.
And here comes Professor Anthony, our resident know-it-all on everything useless. And Opie, the biggest asshole in the tri-state area. So put on your laughing hats and stab that hooker. It's O&A Party Rock. Then he ends with, what the fuck is your problem, man? Finally, the last one to come in, Anthony. This was from Lean Kazine.
I want their satellite shot down. So they can't talk about me.
Fuck you,
The
virus is spreading.
Ooh, hey, I kind of like it.
Not bad. It's not quite a jingle.
I wouldn't mind hearing more of those. All right, I'll circle that one as well.
Not quite a jingle.
We got
more of a promo.
We got 2 today that were okay.
Yeah.
Out of about 20.
Yep.
Those are the ones that were worth playing, believe it or not, for one reason or another.
The rest of them were really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
Not even bad like funny. Just bad.
Okay. All right, we're going to take another break.
All righty.
Catch up a little bit. When we get back, you want to check out Hit Me Baby One More Time from last night?
Yeah, we could do that.
You had the Knack playing, singing a Jet song, Anthony, Tommy Two-Tone.
Tommy Two-Tone.
867-5309.
Jenny.
He did Blink 182. It was.
They sing their hits, though, right?
Yeah.
Did he sing Jenny?
Oh, yeah, we'll do all that. We'll do it like we did last week.
Yeah, we play the original the way you remember it, and then listen to him perform it now.
Well, this is the portion of the show where we show you guys that time just stinks.
Time stinks. Saw it last night on the MTV Movie Awards with the Breakfast Club reunion, and now we'll show you what it's like in the music world.
And we'll do that next.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Sandy Kane.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Joining Sandy Kane, Mr. James Brown! I don't play it. Eat it, monkey. Wow! Eat it, monkey. Turn off the lights and smoke some crack. I'm beautiful. You're a filthy whore.
The Opie and Anthony Show. XM202. Are you breathing? Are you breathing? Now, wake up, are you alive? When you listen to me, I'm gonna talk about the biggie. Now, someone is gonna die. When you listen to me, the living die, the living die. Say, wake up, are you alive? When you listen to me, I'm gonna talk about the biggie. Now, someone is gonna die. When you listen to me, the living die, the living die. Say, are you breathing? Are you breathing? Now, are you breathing?
All right, we're back. The O&A virus spreading across America thanks to XM Satellite Radio. Keep the cop in studio today hanging with us.
Yeah. Good morning.
You gonna get your tickets for the cruise early? Billy Mac's boat.
Billy Mac's boat. I think I'm going out on Billy Mac's boat for the 4th of July.
Right?
I think I am, yeah. That's a nice little cruise.
The
up
River Rose,
East River.
is it called?
The River Rose.
What night of the week is 4th of July?
Up the East River.
4th of July is on a...
Tuesday. Happens to be my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Hey,
You're a
happy
Yankee
birthday
Doodle
to you.
boy.
The 4th of July is on a Tuesday this year?
I believe so.
You're born on July 4th?
Yes, I was.
Who are you, Ron Kovacs?
And I'm from Massapequa.
Oh, look at that.
Coincidental.
Coincidence?
It is Monday.
Is it a Monday?
It's Monday. I
It's
suck.
Monday.
Do you even know when your birthday is?
Oh, come on.
Everyone looks ahead on the calendar and goes, oh, this year it's on a Saturday. Cool.
Yeah.
I get to party a little bit.
I can be alone on a weekend.
All right.
Monday.
Where are we going now, guys? We got so much here. You want to do the Hit Me Baby one more time? You want to do the Subway story?
Yeah,
Well, we have Keith in house today.
Yeah,
So.
the Subway story is. Let me take a look at that little piece of paper here. There's a pervert rapist in the city, walking around the city. I'm sure there are quite a few, but this is just one they're pointing out. This guy, he raped a woman in one of the subway stations, and as a matter of fact, one of our Assault on the Medias, the guy was doing the story on this rapist.
Okay.
He apparently has a foot fetish. What he did was, he's down in the subway. It's the wee little hours of the morning in New York. He goes down in the subway, finds an unsuspecting woman, and he started touching her feet. And then he threw himself onto the floor, started licking her feet. So she runs to get away. He grabs her by the hair, drags her into a doorway, and starts raping her. So she screams.
Jesus.
Sex on the train.
Good find, Derek.
She screams.
Tangerine Dream.
A train is coming by. One of the subway trains coming by. The guy driving the train there sees this going on, but he can't do anything. He's not he can't stop the train, so he just radios ahead that there's a problem. There's also someone in one of the booths. He hears a scuffle, what's going on. He's told it's policy not to leave the booth, no matter what, because it could be some kind of diversion to get him out of the booth to rob the booth. So he's got a panic button in there. He hits it. By the time the cops arrive, she's already been raped. The guy's gone. There you go. So apparently they got a description of him, and he turned up again. Tried to rape another woman, and she was saved by a good Samaritan. Some woman heard her screaming, came running up, said, "Hey, what are you doing?" The guy got up and ran away. But here's how it went down, and you never want to blame the women, and I'm not blaming her for anything. She's not like presenting herself in any way that would get some guy to rape her. But what the fuck are these young women, early 20s, doing on the subway at 3:30 in the morning? You can't do it.
They're going home from the bars.
Take a fucking cab. You can't afford it? Have one less drink. Whatever.
Take a cab.
Don't take the subway. It's 3:30 in the morning. Here's how this goes down. The victim's nightmare began when she went to the station on her way home to the Lower East Side after visiting a friend in Fort Greene. She sat down, and a young man in his 20s who, quote, seemed normal, unquote, asked to borrow a pen, then handed it back to her and left. Here's the thing we always talk about. If it's 3:30 in the morning in New York, there is no conversation that should be going on at all. If someone asks you a question about anything, which way's north, to borrow a pen, what time is it, excuse me, could you help me with this, and it's 3:30 in the morning, that person is looking to rob, rape, or kill you. There is nothing else. They don't want a pen. They don't want to know what time it is. They don't want to know which direction north is. They are there to do you bodily harm, to rob you, to rape you, to kill you. That's what happens in the city to a girl, 21-year-old, 3:30 in the morning. So what is going through her head that she's in the subway where it's secluded and alone enough where this guy can walk up to her? Oh, yes, the story continues.
Jesus, Jimmy.
After he borrowed the pen.
Yeah, asked to borrow a pen, then handed it back to her and left. I guess she figured she was off the hook. But as we know, and as I just said, there are no conversations that go on at 3:30 in the morning. He's looking to hurt you. A minute or two later, he came back, and he was masturbating. There's the old pen guy.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
He had to jot down, in 2 minutes, start masturbating in front of her. I didn't want to forget, lady. Thank you.
Either that or he had to sign something and her pen ran out of ink.
At that point, she stood, looked at him, and said, fuck off.
Coming soon to the Opie and Anthony program, your official fuck off T-shirts.
Fuck off.
What the fuck is your problem, man? That would have been the perfect time to say that.
She tried to walk toward the station booth, but he blocked her.
Yeah.
Then he put the box cutter to my throat. He grabbed me by the throat, she said. She was at his mercy, unable to talk. I was pulling at his arms with both my hands, and that's when he got just loose enough so I could breathe and scream. And then he squeezed harder. That's when I blacked out. The woman came to and realized my pants were undone, unbuttoned, and unzipped.
Oh, boy.
And the woman that saved her, let's see. The sicko tried to choke her, tossed her onto the tracks. He had me on my stomach, and he was pushing my head toward the third rail. Had her on his stomach. You know what kind of sex he wants, right? But the woman had managed to scream help. That alerted this other woman. She was returning from a meal break. She ran to the tracks and saw the man assaulting the woman. I saw hands flailing back and forth. I knew she was in trouble. The plucky Treese, her name was, yelled, "What the hell are you doing?" Startled, the attacker fled after grabbing his victim's backpack and running across the tracks. He helped the woman she helped the woman up off the platform and called the police. But what did you see the picture of her too? They show her from the back. They don't show her face, but she's a skinny little white broad down in the subway, thinking everything's fine and dandy at 3:30 in the morning. You're looking for trouble. And if someone asks you something, run away. Don't worry about looking like you're insensitive. Don't worry about looking like you're racist. Don't worry about it. You could worry about that when you get home and lock your door. It's like the Patrice bit. You know, Patrice does a great bit about that whole thing. He goes, don't worry about looking like a racist. He goes, if I'm in, some southern city or town, and he sees skinheads on the road ahead of him, he's not going to walk toward them wondering if they're cancer patients. He's going to run.
He doesn't care if they're coughing?
Yeah, if they're coughing, I don't care.
Run!
Run! Just run. And that's what you got to do. At that hour of the morning, you have to constantly be aware of what's going on around you. Never even get in a situation where if one of these guys goes to ask you something that you're going to be alone. Don't put yourself in that situation. If you walk into a subway car and there's just one guy on there and you're a woman, don't go in the car. You're looking for trouble. And when they start asking questions, run your ass off. Run away.
Run, Forrest, run.
They don't need a pen. They don't need the time. They don't need to know which way is north. Because when you hear which way is north and you start describing it, we talked about it. Oh, I think, and what you do is you always turn and like now you got maybe the side of your face to the guy and you go, I think, and you point, it's up that way, and the big meat fist comes at light speed and smashes you in the side of the face.
Wham! Bam!
And from which way is north, the next thing, as your eyes flutter open in the hospital and you see Christmas decorations and Christmas music is playing and there's cards from loved ones and there's plenty of them because they've been sending them for every holiday and every birthday that's passed. And you see people and they look a little different. Maybe your pals who you just saw, maybe his hair's different.
Yeah.
And you're wondering, why is his hairstyle different? Why does Petey have a beard? What is going on? Why is Christmas music playing?
Why does
I was in the subway and it was hot July.
Why does my wife look pregnant?
What's going on?
Right. Because she gave up on you.
Who's that young man? And where's my young 8-year-old son?
She moved on with her life, started banging the neighbor, and all of a sudden you wake up and she went, uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
Well, I'd better go to the hospital and say hi to him at least.
Bam! Meat fist to the face. That's what they do. They don't need a weapon. They ask you a question, and so you don't want to look insensitive or look like you're prejudiced. You sit there and try to answer it because you think that, oh, I'm not going to look like the bad guy, and meat fist. Bam!
See, your answer is too simple to the problem, though, by saying that just take a cab. You see the accident that happened overnight?
You know something, though?
That happens all the time.
That's going to happen.
There's a picture, I guess it's in the Post, one of these papers, where a cab rear-ended another cab and went under the cab in front of it.
Yeah.
To the point where his whole hood was scrunched way...
back to the windshield.
All the way back to the windshield.
And the other car was up on top of the hood.
Yeah.
He went right under it like a...
How did that happen?
A doorstop.
How does that happen?
I would think he's going way too fast, like the cabs do. The other cab probably dead stop. At the last minute, the cab that's coming up on him jams on the brakes. Now the front of the car dips down real low because he's jamming on the brakes. Gets under the bumper. Boom! Right up into the windshield.
And he pops him right up onto the windshield.
Yep.
It's an amazing picture.
But that's going to happen. These cab drivers are insane. They drive like mad people. And Seinfeld had that old bit that said for some reason when you're in the back of a cab, you don't care how they're driving. It doesn't scare you. It's like you're watching a movie out the windshield. He could be up on the sidewalk and you go, yeah, that's a good move. I'd have done that. That's good. You don't feel like you're in danger in the cab for some reason. He's weaving in and out of traffic where if it was one of your friends, you'd be cursing at him. Hey, slow down, asshole. You're going to get us killed. But in a cab, it's fine. Guy's hired by the city. He's got to know what he's doing.
Let's go to Bobby in Lodi. Bobby?
Bobby here. So one night, me and my wife went to the Comedy Cellar, actually, and we had a good time, but we caught the really late show. So when we came out, we were walking out down McDougal, and on the side street right by the park, a couple of guys in a car were hanging out, and one of them was hanging out the window going, excuse me, can I ask you for directions? Dude, me and the wife totally ran out of there. Done.
Just run away.
Dude, we knew what was coming if we were like, yeah, where do you guys need to go? Dude, out of there.
Meat fist.
Punch out.
All right.
Bam! Ring, ding, 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 ding.
Sometimes I think they want to see if you're tourists, too. Sometimes in New York, because I've given directions, 4 blocks that way, I think they want to know if you know what you're talking about. Like, if they think you're a tourist, that you might have a better shot of getting smashed.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, if you look confused. Hey, which way is Washington Square Park? 2 blocks that way.
Yeah.
They at least know that you're not a tourist.
I just, right when they start going, excuse, like, they don't get a word out of their mouth, I throw my arms up in the air and go, nah! That's what I do. And I walk away. I go, nah! Like I'm a crazy person.
I love that.
Just, nah!
Just act crazy.
Act like a lunatic.
They'll leave you alone. Anthony, here's the Jerry Seinfeld cab driver bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's quick.
So what's with the cab drivers and the B.O.? How long are these shifts? Do they ever stop, or do they just get in the cab and just drive till they're dead? That's what it's starting to smell like in some of these cars. You're in the back there and you're going, oh, man. And then they give you that, they have that cherry stuff, the cherry poppet on the dash, so you get the cherry B.O., which is supposed to be some sort of improvement, I guess. I don't know, I can't imagine even fruit going that long without showering. And the way they drive is so insane, you can see they're upset. I don't know what it's like to drive a cab. It must be very difficult because they're very upset, these people. And sometimes you just want to lean over that seat and go, what is happening in your life, in your mind that is making you drive like this? Take it easy. To me, the really funny thing about New York cabs is you never really get that scared when you're in the cab. I don't know why. Something about being in Manhattan, no matter how dangerous it seems, it's all quite amusing in the back of that cab, isn't it? He's flying around the road. He's doing 90 up a one-way, and you're going, I'd never try that in my car. It's all a huge joke. It's your life. And somehow it's all happening on TV there. It's all not quite real. The dumbest thing you can think in the back of a taxi cab is, well, I'm sure the man knows what he's doing. Have you ever thought that? He is driving fast and quite recklessly. on bald tires. But after all, he's a professional. I guess he does this all the time. He's got a license. I can see it right there. I don't even know what it takes to get a cab driver's license. I think all you need is a face. This seems to be their big qualification. That's the law now. No blank heads are allowed to drive cabs. It also helps to have a name with like 8 consonants in a row. Well, what is that O with the line through it? What letter is that? I don't remember that letter in school. You need a chart of the elements if you want to report the guy. Yes, officer, his name was Amal, and then the symbol for boron. I believe. I had the periodic chart with me at the time. I'm quite certain it was not manganese.
Ah, there you have it. Not bad. Jerry Seinfeld.
One of his classics. How's Jerry doing these days? See him around the club, Jimmy?
I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah?
Comes in the Comedy Cellar once in a while.
Yeah.
Works out. Or stand-up in New York, but I have not seen him in a little while.
That film he put out...
Comedian?
Yeah, Comedian was really good.
I liked it a lot.
Because you see, obviously you see the early Jerry Seinfeld things. They pop up on HBO every so often. And then he just had the hugest hit ever with Seinfeld. And then when you're done with that, you figure, what do you do? And this guy just went back to the clubs. Went back to doing comedy clubs and corporate events and things like that. And they kind of documented in this film. And it's weird because you see him on Seinfeld, just a huge star, multi-millionaire from the show. And there he is, all insecure about his material and wondering if the corporate gig went well and, you know, asking people backstage and stuff. Really gave you a new insight on Seinfeld.
I watched him shoot that whole thing at the Comedy Cellar. That was shot at a table at the Cellar. Also at Stanton, New York, in the awful Gotham Comedy Club. Soulless fucking box that is. Can't put you on. We got bringer shows.
Bringer shows.
Yeah, no, it's more important. Thanks, for the Tonight Show. Appreciate that. Really
Who'd
helpful.
you bring, Jimmy?
Exactly.
No one.
I should have brought Arthur Ashe and Tommy Morrison and had them bleed on the owner. But yeah, a comedian, to me, I would rather have seen what it is that makes you want to do that to begin with. Because I would like to know more, because Seinfeld is such a clean-cut guy, and his material is very funny, and he's clean-cut. I would like to have gotten a little deeper into what causes him to have to be funny. There's that personality defect in there somewhere, which I would like to have gotten to kind of know.
What's his?
I'm sure he has it. Maybe it's OCD, maybe it's... I don't know what it is.
I kind of found the opening up to the whole insecurity thing pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know, if for a comic to watch that, you probably look a little deeper into it than I did.
Yeah, I went to, I guess, the part that we all laughed at, because, you know how it is when you go to a premiere. And when I was at the,
What a dick.
No, just, I would have...
Yeah, we know, of course.
And Orny is actually a buddy of mine. The obnoxious comedian that Jerry was working with is actually a guy I like a lot. And he's just, no one liked him in that. And that was the part that all the comedians were laughing at, was every time Orny would say something, which is just like, you fucking idiot, what are you talking about? All the comics would laugh. I'm giving George Shapiro a gift. What? What are you talking about? You fucking kook. But Orny is actually honest, because he said one time he went to see Comedian in the theater, and he's sitting behind these 3 girls, and it's towards the end of the movie, and he was going to meet them after, because look at me, I was just on the screen.
Yeah.
And in the movie, he goes to say something, and one of the girls in front of him just goes, "Oh, shut up already." She didn't know he was behind her.
Oh, that's funny.
And I saw Orny at the premiere, and he's like, "Don't hate me, like, when you see this."
He just knows he's hateable when you watch it.
It was just the way it was edited and stuff like that, which it was actually pretty funny. And he's a guy that you watch that, and you're like, there's no way I can like this guy, but he's actually a good dude. He's just a fucking maniac.
All right.
So that was my favorite part of it, was kind of watching Orny be a lunatic. And then Letterman wouldn't let him say lupus. That enraged me.
Yeah, that's weird. They got some kind of weird rules over there where diseases are off limits.
Well, anything. Here's your testicles. Leave them at the door. Now go be funny in a suit. Ugh.
Meanwhile, Leno's doing pedophile jokes.
That's why I love him. I swear to God, even if I wasn't, who cares that I'm on the show Monday? Boo-hoo for promos. We don't need it.
I'm starting to see it your way, by the way.
Dude.
I used to be a huge fan of Letterman, but I'm starting to see it your way.
That guy just is a comedian. You watch the content of what they... I'm not saying Letterman's not funny or Letterman hasn't done a tremendous amount of... But the idea of Letterman being the hip New York show I think maybe when Johnny was at the end and Johnny was the more traditional guy.
Right, he's
our
hip,
guy. He's the younger, hip guy who comes along.
That's done now.
Even though I still preferred Carson, but I mean Letterman, I could see being the hip. He would have Ozzy Osbourne and all these like weird things he would do that no one was doing. But as time has gone on, man, it's like the big New York hip guy. I'm sorry, but you can get away with more. I'm telling you, as a comic, the Tonight Show, you can do a lot more content. I changed my whole set for this, and I sent it out, and I'm like, yeah, we got a couple of notes. That's it. No fucking let me go see every set you're doing and chop your nuts off and obsess over it. None of that stuff. None of that stuff.
Monday.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll go well. I hope it doesn't suck.
That's really exciting.
But you know what I'm saying? It's just that they don't chop your balls off. Nice.
The hip guy now is Conan. Conan's hysterical, man.
He's amazing.
It is so goddamn funny.
I hope they don't cut his balls off when they move him up.
Well, he'll go to the L.A.
eventually.
No, I mean, he's getting away with a lot technically because it's later at night, too. I'm wondering what's going to be, what they're going to make him soften up a little bit when he goes to 11:30.
Or try to get more mass appeal, so they'll take some of those quirky things he does out of there.
For some reason, I don't... his head writer, actually, is a comedian named Mike Sweeney, who was actually at the Cellar last night. First time I've seen him in years.
Yeah?
Really funny bastard, man. Really funny dude. And I've never been a Conan fan. I think 'cause I don't like the guy that books the show.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's probably why. I was
the show is hysterical.
Everyone loves it. I probably should give it another
look. You see the little Jay Leno character? Comes driving out. It's the midget that they dress up and he looks like Jay Leno. And he doesn't say a word. He just drives in a little car and makes Jay faces and drives across the stage. It's hysterical.
That's pretty funny.
It's really funny.
All right. Why don't we get into Hit Me Baby one more time?
All righty.
This is the show to watch, I'm telling you. It's getting huge ratings, and I think most people are watching going, oh, my God, what a disaster. What a
beloved nostalgia.
What a train wreck. Well, that's why you watch to begin with, but then you realize this is just funny. Just funny. So basically, the concept of the show, they get some bands we grew up with, I guess. Last night it was the Knack, Tommy Two-Tone, the Motels, and Vanilla Ice.
Oof.
So it's these bands you're wondering whatever happened to them,
Yeah.
So they come out and they do their big, big hit for everybody live. And then they come back later in the show and they do a brand new song from an artist that's hot today.
Very good.
It's a very good concept. I like it a lot.
Yeah. A little weird.
So basically, like the Knack, they did My Sharona. And then they did Are You Gonna Be My Girl by Jet.
Are You Gonna Be My Girl by Jet. All right.
And then Tommy Two-Tone did, Jenny Jenny.
Of course.
And then did All Small Things by Blink-182. It was horrific how awful it was. And then the Motels did Only the Lonely, and they did a Nora Jones song. And then Vanilla Ice did Ice Ice Baby. I heard he nailed it. I haven't...
Really?
Yeah, I didn't see that part because I was too busy watching the stupid MTV Movie Awards. And then came back and did Survivor from Destiny's Child.
Oh.
He's rapping, though, so that's a little easier to keep your voice.
That's true.
If that's what you want to call it, but that's like talking. He's a little bit easier to do than
He
singing.
finally gave up, by the way, because he didn't want to acknowledge Ice Ice Baby anymore, and he wanted to be the new Vanilla Ice, and he was trying
listen
new
to my
things,
new music,
and wouldn't even really discuss the old days.
Now, there he is.
But on That Surreal Life, when they were doing the karaoke in front of him, they were doing Ice Ice Baby, and then they handed him the mic, and he was at the table, and he finally went with it and said, all right.
Yeah.
And now he's going with it a little bit.
He's embracing it.
How about changing
embracing
your name?
His past.
Like
From
Leonard
Vanilla
Nimoy.
Ice. Maybe that's the problem. It's hard to get street credibility when your name is Vanilla Ice. You're a little fruity thing sold by Italian men in Central Park. Yo, motherfucker, Cocoa Puffs here. No one wants to hear that shit. It's corny and it's awful.
All right, so why don't we do what we did last week, Anthony?
Yep.
Basically, the Knack, My Sharona. Why don't we play the studio version of My Sharona, a little piece, and then we'll play the version they did last night to pretty much show you that time is not kind.
Time blows.
Got it coming up for
Everyone remembers that. What year was that?
You get the idea. I think that was like...
that was early 80s, late 70s?
I'm going to go with 1979, Anthony.
1979.
78.
CBF.
19... Where are we? 1971. Stop.
71.
Jesus.
What are you doing, Eric?
Eric.
No, you don't get to the right year soon. There's going to be a problem.
It's like that on the computer.
Eric, what are you doing?
It's not his.
Hawk.
He's panicking.
Oh, he's going to the internet?
Little child's hat. Could you please find this properly and wear your hat like a fucking someone over the age of 6 in 1940?
Little child.
Your hat did shrink, I think.
That hat stinks.
Oh, my God. What happened to it?
I don't like that hat.
Oh, it's a little Mets hat.
She's wearing like the little fat baseball gloves that they wore in like the 30s.
Oh, he's trying to pull it down. It's not
no way
going
to pull
anywhere.
it down.
Right. Hat should have little Adam Walsh's head in it.
Jesus.
Here's a fire truck, though. Give me that.
Oh, God. 1979, right there, no?
Is it?
I'm going to call it 1979.
1979.
Maybe, I don't know.
That was so uncalled for.
Isn't that just awful?
Oh, my God.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Same song done last night on the hit program for NBC. Hit Me, Baby, One More Time. Not bad, right?
That's, you know, live like that, that's really not that bad. Trouble with the harmony. Shaky.
It's really not that bad,
It's
right?
not that bad at all.
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
I got to agree with you on
And
that,
that's like one of the bands that you're going back farther than any of the other bands. A lot of the other bands are 80s bands.
Right.
They were, late 70s with that song.
And then they came out later on and did Are You Gonna Be My Girl from Jet.
All right.
Not a bad choice, by the way. Kind of fits their style.
Take my hand and look at me, 'cause you look so fine that I really wanna make you mine. You look so fine that I really wanna make you mine. 4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. You don't need money when you look like that. Long black boots, long brown hair, look so cute with your give back style. I can see you home with me, but you were with another man. I know we ain't got much to say, but before I let you get away, I said, are you gonna be my girl?
Not bad.
No, it's fine.
Yeah. Gotta give him that.
I got to go to the phones and say hi to Matt in Jersey. Matt?
Yeah, how you doing? I'm a fan of you guys. I've been listening to you guys for a while. You guys continually describe dead children and HIV infection. Are you guys concerned with karma, that some of this stuff might come back and haunt you guys?
Yeah, guys.
Yeah.
No, because I constantly describe blowjobs. If Karma had the...
The other thing with you, Norton, is you come on the air and claim like you can't get a chick. I mean, don't you think these chicks are a little bit concerned that you banging whores every other day? Why would they want to be with you?
I don't care. Let them not want to be with me. And by the way, should Al Pacino be concerned with karma when he plays a Cuban drug dealer? Or should De Niro be concerned with karma when he plays a guy who beats up his wife?
It's different. That's a movie. You guys are on the air. When you talk about...
Dude, well, hold on. Dude, it's... Bro, it's not... Why is it different? Why... This is what I'm talking about. This double standard people have for humor. Why is it different?
Dude, listen, what's funny about a dead kid floating in the water with his dead mother? What's
Nothing. That's why. That's why.
You guys
I'm answering your. Hey, stupid! I'm answering your question. Nothing is funny about it. That's the challenge in the humor. You want to hear fart jokes all day? To me, the challenge in humor is to laugh at what you shouldn't laugh at. That's why
It just seems that all the jokes you make about HIV, one of these days you're going to get it.
Really? Is that why I get it? Because I made jokes, or maybe because I have unprotected sex? Stupid.
Gonna?
How about Ryan White? Did he make jokes about HIV before he caught it when he was a kid?
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
So you want to talk about karma? What caused him? If karma means anything, why did he get AIDS? Huh? What did that little kid?
And how come Nazis lived to? There are quite a few Nazis that lived to a ripe old age
Absolutely.
and died peacefully in Brazil somewhere.
But how does that explain you making jokes about a dead kid floating with his mother?
I'm talking about your dumb karma argument,
right?
Because behavior is what would cause karma, not stupid things said in humor.
It's something to think about.
No, it's not. It's dumb. Your argument is dumb. You're like a fat fucking car-playing washwoman. It's not something to think about.
You're calling me fat, and look at your fucking body, you pale scallop.
Now he's got a point.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, I know that. I talk about myself. If karma, I trash myself constantly.
And then you come on the air and say you confused why you can't get a girlfriend.
I'm not confused, stupid. I'm not
You're
confused.
talking to the whole country about how you bang skanky hookers.
Yeah, sorry, I'm honest. I don't hide behind what you hide behind, which is your fucking anonymity and your little secrets that you have online. I'm a pig and I'm open about it. Too bad if you don't like it. Adam Walsh. Ha 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 ha. LOL.
Chicks are gonna want to be with you.
Too bad if they're not. I'll give them money. Or guys like you, I'll fuck your girlfriends when I'm on the road. That's what I do.
Yeah, I know. My girlfriend would be wanting to have sex with a fucking ugly little alien guy like yourself.
Maybe she wouldn't. Maybe she's just happy to fuck you for the rest of her life in your awful 9-to-5 job. Good for her and good for you.
Keep paying for sex.
I will. That's the beauty of me. Why do you drive a car? Why do you have any type of success in your life? To get pussy. I'm just honest. I cut out the middleman. I have fat tits and an appendix scar. Here's a couple of $100. Give me what I need.
Oh, it's a great way, and the chicks, I'm sure they're lining up to.
Dude, you're repeating what I talk about. You're not hurting my feelings, you idiot. Oh, you know what, though? He's got a good point. This guy probably works hard for a living, wants to go home and see his girl.
This is the only kind of karma we need.
Yeah, but you're talking about karma. What point are you making, stupid?
Karma chameleon.
I know. Where is he?
Matt.
This figures he
Hello?
hung up.
Nah, I lowered him in the mix, so he might have thought we
Why?
were done with him. Just so we could play your calming music to calm you down a little bit, Jimmy.
I don't care if somebody likes that type of humor, but when it comes to this dog shit karma argument, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I wonder why we chuckle hysterically sometimes. It's
because
the most
it's
awful thing.
awful.
And it's because it's so bad, and there is no way you should find any humor in it. And put in a certain dark context, you find it funny.
Why should there be any limits on what you make fun of? Why should there be? Why other art forms don't have any limits on what they can address? Why should humor?
Yeah.
Behaviors are what counts, not the way you fucking deal with those awful things. That's what humor is to face those awful things and find a way to deal with them. And to me, that's what humor has always been. Very few good-looking, happy people are funny, you stupid ass. Humor and misery do go hand in hand, and it's not a conscious, pseudo-artsy, I wear black conscious decision. It just is what it is. So tough shit if you don't like it. Listen to a happier show. Listen to Cousin Brucey. That's what we say in the 60s. Listen to that shit. Or watch Joey on NBC.
That karma thing is really weird, too, because I'm convinced that, in general, we make so many more people happy and we make them laugh than are pissed off at us. So where's the karma argument?
Yeah, if you've been listening for a while, dude, if you don't like that type of humor, we still do it. Why are you still listening? Turn the radio off.
Shouldn't we get some really good karma coming back our way because we're making people happy on a daily basis?
The whole argument. The whole argument is dog shit. What did the Yates husband do to deserve having his 5 children murdered? What kind of karma was that?
Married a kook.
Exactly. Maybe she had a good clip.
Well, it was something he did in his past life.
Yeah.
He had to come back and suffer.
Karma. Ugh, you fucking flake. Shut up.
All right, let's go on here, Anthony. Tommy Two-Tone, hit me, baby, one more time. 867-5309.
Everyone remembers
Why don't we
this.
call that number and see who's...
Hey, let's call it. I remember Bob Buckman used to do that at
Did he
BAB.
really?
When that song was huge, he would play the song, and in the background, you'd hear it, and he'd go, we're going to try this phone number now, 867, and try to find Jenny. And people would answer the phone, and he'd be like, hey, it's Bob Buckman.
Hey, is Jenny there?
Is Jenny there? No. All right, well, we're going to try again later.
She was, by the way, a real lighting girl. Her real name was Jenny, and that was her real number.
Oh, very nice.
That was her number.
Well, here's a piece of the original.
Yep.
With the long intro, of course.
Of course.
Jenny, who can I turn to?
Of course. Well, let's see if...
Boy, that self-righteous motherfucker really annoy me. And then he starts stealing my lines to use on me. You look like a scallop. Do I really? I already said that?
What's
funny about a mother and her kid? They're laying there. You know, fuck you. Have that conversation with your idiot union friends. You hear the thing they said? I couldn't believe it either. Fuck you. Jerk off.
Jesus.
What's funny about it? Everything. God damn it, this is a good song.
Camo.
Wow.
Don't ruin the Karma Chameleon bit, by the way.
Oh, no, I wouldn't. It's a happy song.
Try to use your powers against you.
It really, but why don't you just call Patrice fat, stupid?
Yeah.
I know I'm a mush.
Ugh. All right. Let's see if time...
Hey, Matt, I've been listening for a while. Then stop listening. How about them apples? Quit listening. Take your guilty pleasure and fucking give up on it and go with something else.
Right.
How about that?
That'll be karma.
Yeah. What kind of karma do you have that you know a program makes fun of dead children and you keep tuning it in for the occasional chuckle?
That's true.
You fucking soulless shithead. Put on Laugh USA or a Bill Cosby CD and listen to that and drunk drive into a wall. Oh, sorry, what's funny about drunk driving? Nothing. Didn't mean to make fun of that. Sorry about that. Ugh. Creep. It's Matt.
Enough people go away from this program, guess what? We go away.
There you go.
And that'll be our karma.
So exercise your power as a consumer.
But until that point, I think we know and do a good job making people laugh.
Good point, Ope.
All right, here we go. Let's see if time was kind to Tommy Two-Tone, Anthony.
All right.
Same song played last night. So far, so good.
Right. Sounds like the song.
Jenny, who can I turn to? Give me something I can move on to.
Tough part.
I know you think I'm like the other people who saw your name and number on the wall. Hey, Johnny, I've got your number. I need to make you mine. Johnny, don't change your number.
8675309. Boy, he's gotten a lot more affected.
Yeah, who is he? Tom Likas?
Hi, 8675309.
Did he ever have another hit? He has to go through life as the Jenny guy.
He's the
right?
Jenny guy.
Man.
I think he sang a cool song about information, but it didn't go as well because he would just go 411. But then he get a lot of people call information when they're having medical problems. I shouldn't make fun of that. You know, you're right, Matt. Apologize. That's bad karma to make fun of information because everybody needs information.
You need information.
That's right.
You might now call information and they're not going to answer.
They'll say no,
that would
thank
be
you.
Karma.
That's right.
All right, well, Tommy Two-Tone came back in the show, Anthony.
Yeah.
And he decided to try to sing a Blink-182 song.
Ooh. All right. Sure this is good.
Judging by that intro, it's got to be terrific.
Yeah.
This is brutal.
One left, you're right, your best trip. Always, I know you'll be in my show. Watching, waiting, coppers waiting, sailing, so I will not go. Turn the lights on, carry me.
That whole Tommy Two-Tone sound doesn't quite...
It's like watching bad karaoke with really famous people from the old days. Show's great.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
All right, let's move through this. Do you remember the Motels, Anthony?
Oh, yes.
Only the Lonely?
Only the Lonely.
Good song.
That's when I used to switch MTV off, change the channel, and the motels come on.
Walked the loneliest mile. We smiled without any style. We kissed all together wrong. No intention. We lied about each other's strength.
What other song they
We
do?
lived.
That's it?
No, they had another hit. Can't remember offhand, but
The race is on. Derek's in there punching away.
I got it. Suddenly Last Summer.
All right.
All right, so
Yeah,
that's the
you don't
Motels.
remember that one?
No. Suddenly Last Summer. It was very similar to Only the Lonely.
Yeah.
Here, give a piece
Oh,
of that.
suddenly.
Same song.
A little song by the Motels, kind of like their first hit, but not exactly. Here it is.
It happened one time. It happened forever.
Stop whining.
For a short time.
That's the exact same song.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's what we discussed this last week with these new wave bands. They had that one big hit, and then they had a follow-up that sounded a lot like the big hit,
Yep.
but had different lyrics and just slightly
Sounded like
different.
it laid on its side.
Yeah, exactly.
You hear Ozzy's new song? It's called Nutty Boat.
Ann in West Virginia.
Hello.
What's up, Ann?
Oh, they're gonna
Hey, hi Jimmy.
Huh?
Hi Jimmy.
How are you?
Doing pretty good. I just called to defend you. I'm a Buddhist, and I've been listening to you guys since October. I think you guys are great. It has nothing to do with your karma.
Thanks,
you.
Ann.
Thank you.
Thanks very
Oh,
much.
that's all you had? All right. Well, we appreciate it.
Yeah,
A good
from
ass kissing every once in a while.
West Virginia.
We don't even need to play the Motels doing Nora Jones. Let's try to get past this bit. Where's Eric? I need Vanilla Ice now.
Can
But
we
he's
hear?
running-
Can we hear the Motels doing?
Nora Jones?
No, doing their. We didn't hear them doing their hit now.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the whole bit.
I'm sorry, Aunt. You're right.
What are you doing?
Here's the Motels doing Only the Lonely last night.
The loneliest smile. We smiled.
Must have done this a million times over the years.
We kissed all together wrong. No intention.
She's still got it.
Yeah.
She's doing like plays and stuff and musicals in
Oh,
Seattle.
really?
Yeah.
We lived without each other, thinking what anyone would do.
Yeah, she's still there.
Without me and you. It's like I told you, only the lonely
Yeah, she's still got it.
Not a bad version, right?
What'd she look like?
Oof. That's a different story.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Time's a bitch.
Oof.
Can I ask, who's dressing Katie Couric? Fucking Shakespeare? She has got the worst clothing I've ever seen.
They're just in a big panic over there at the Today Show.
Oh, she's awful.
Because Good Morning America is nipping. They're nipping at their heels.
She's atrocious.
All right, let's go to Ice Ice Baby.
Ooh.
Everyone remembers this fine hit.
Who's that young go-getter?
That's Eric.
No, on TV.
Oh, she's been on doing the news for a while.
She has been?
Yeah. All right, hit that.
Hmm?
I don't remember it starting that way.
Oh,
But
there you go.
Yo, VIP.
Oh. Yeah.
Let's kick it.
Which way's north?
Yo, VIP.
Alright, stop. Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with my brand new invention. Something grabs a hold of me tightly.
Wow.
Flow like a harpoon daily and nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights and I'll glow. To the extreme, I rock a mic like a vandal. Light up a stage and wax a chump like a candle. Dance.
You just don't like this, Jimmy, because it reminds you of you when you were a kid.
you used to dress like freaking
It
Vanilla
certainly
Ice.
does.
It certainly does.
I was Vanilla Mush. Hey,
Leave him alone.
So why don't you call up and tell me? Hey, she wouldn't fuck you. You're mushy and vanilla-ish. You joke thief, listener.
Yeah.
Who's Who's not checking out this song when you hear it on the radio, though? It's one of those. I hate to use the term.
No, I would be so off of this.
Now that the party is
They call it a guilty pleasure, Anthony.
and I think it's all pumping. Quick to the point, no faking. Cooking MCs like a pound of bacon.
That's a
Was
great
this
line.
ever hip?
Bacon and bacon's a great rhyme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here's
This guy's good.
Vanilla Ice last night doing the same song.
Collaborate and listen. Ice is back with a brand new adventure. Something grabs a hold of me tightly, flow like a hardcore daily at night. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. Turn off the lights, and I'll glow to the extreme. I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage and watch the top like a candle. Damn, think of that boom. I'm killing your brain like a pumpkin is mushroom deadly.
As far as rap goes, you know, it's hard to do rap live and make it sound like the record.
You hear what he's doing? He's so trying to have some gangster attitude.
Yeah, it's not as clean as it was.
Right.
Like he's adding
anger.
More anger, right.
A little bit louder, a little bit louder. You know what time it is?
All right.
Did
Yes,
Suge Knight come out and hang his hang him out a hotel window? That'd have been.
To answer your question, yes, I do know what time it is. Time to get consistent with your race again, you fucking suburban sellout.
We do have a hardcore version of Ice Ice Baby that he did a few years back. He was trying everything to get past this song. He even came out with a hardcore version. Listen to this.
I don't mind this version.
I like it.
The words really blow, but
exactly. Wax a chump.
Trying to get a little 9 Inch Nails sound in there, and
yeah.
Yeah, because the music's all cool and it's got attitude, but the lyrics suck. They're it's still the same sucky.
Atrocious. You don't like it?
That's awful.
I think it's pretty cool.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I could go with that music, but it's like there's so many listen to Zombie. Rob Zombie does stuff like that. That's real. It's heavy. It's like that. Why would you listen to that when you could just listen to Rob Zombie?
Disturbed.
Exactly.
The first
Yeah.
Disturbed album.
Let's go with the
Trump like bacon. What?
What's going on?
Derek has put up the gay sign. He's dubbed it gay from the other room. He's got like a little board.
I hate Derek's
occasionally I
new
look
board
over
system.
and I know there's a board system over there, and occasionally I'll look over and just read Derek's thoughts on
And
things.
he cleverly got red so you can't miss it.
Right.
That's his new bit.
I know it is.
He knows he doesn't like to talk on mic much, but he knows he could speak with his music selections during our bits.
So now his opinion is gay,
and he holds up signs. So, all right. Well, Ice Ice Babe. Well, Vanilla Ice came back later on the program and attempted Survivor from Destiny's Child. Why pick this song?
Way to
you want to change your image? Yeah, thanks. Just hit me too, Jimmy.
It's not about the industry, and it's not about the things that I've been through, like Nas and Jay-Z. See, I've seen a lot of things on the road to destruction. Addicted to this rap game, standing up and
Oh, boy.
This ain't a comeback, this ain't a second coming. We took a real loss when Dimebag stopped strumming. America's in trouble, and hip-hop is dying. He said some things about me, now the rap game is done. I'm a survivor, I've been around the block. I'm a survivor, I'm coming out of the box. I'm a
This
survivor.
stinks.
Awful.
This is really bad.
All right.
How do you? I understand Snoop is trying to recapture some street cred, so he's going to be on next week singing like a virgin. Could you have picked a faggier song, you idiot? How about like a good Eminem song? If you want to do something that's hard, you probably couldn't do the lyrics right.
Yeah, why wouldn't he do that?
Destiny's Child.
Do they tell him to do these songs or something?
I don't know. That would have been the way to go. I would have loved to have seen Vanilla Ice try to do some Eminem.
Eminem or a 50 Cent song do In the Club.
Yeah, I would have loved to see that. You're right.
I say In the Club, not In the Club, like Fitty would have said it when we were sitting together in the
This
plane.
show is just, I don't know, there's something about it, though. It's
Sure.
addicting. It's getting huge ratings.
It's a car wreck.
It is a car wreck. Okay. Before we go to break, Anthony, we're getting a lot of requests for the Henry Hill Bob Kelly remix.
Oh, wait, on instant feedback. Having some kind of consistency with your race, said the man with the pink Kango hat.
Dude, of course I know that. This is what people got to understand. We were talking about this on the way out. As far as throwing people under the bus, no one is faster to swan dive under a bus than I am. I fucking live under one.
Yeah.
I have tire tracks all over my fat tits and appendix scar. I understand that I shit on myself as well as other people. I understand I wore a pink Kango, and it was red. Pink would have been faggy and kind of sellout-ish.
Yeah.
Red just kind of said I was down, y'all.
Yeah, you were ghetto.
Ugh, and embarrassing nothing.
And you let people
Fat laces.
You let people shit on you as well. So
who doesn't?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Be rude?
So we're getting a lot of requests as we go to break the Henry Hill Bob Kelly remix. This bit is just about at the end of its shelf life, I believe.
End of its life.
Also, though, I want to play the Star Trek one really fast.
Oh,
we only
yeah.
played this once, and I think, first of all, we don't know who did it. I don't have the credit for this one, but I thought it was a really good job. No?
I thought it was fun, especially if you're a Star Trek fan.
Oh, that was Pete.
Shut up.
No idea.
Bob Kelly's coming in next week, by the way, while you're in L.A. doing Jay Leno.
Oh, cool.
I think Kelly's coming in Monday.
Oh, good.
And he'll sit in that very
Hold
seat.
my hand. Hold my hand.
Hold my hand, man.
Hold my hand, man.
And make sure Bob doesn't do this. This is what this asshole does. Bob is such a fucking dumbbell. He'll rehearse things, and then you go to his apartment and sit down, and he'll be like, you know, dude, and he kind of looks off into space, and he'll talk about something. And I caught him one time. I'm like, you fucking rehearse this shit, and wait until you have an audience, you bore.
So you think he's putting some things together and rehearsing them, and then he'll come on the show and...
He will, because he wants to sound smart, and no matter what it is, dude, you know, the money situation in this country, and it's like, if you do anything to throw him off, like if you go, he's just got to start over.
Get him off script.
You know.
All right, we'll do that
like
Monday.
the telemarketer.
Oh, you'll notice that idiot. He'll just kind of, whenever he looks over your head when he's talking, he's just remembering how he said it when he was alone, talking to the dogs.
Rehearsing.
That's funny.
Oh, Bob is an ass.
All right, so here's the Bob Kelly Star Trek remix first.
From the maker of the Robert Kelly Homer Simpson remix, the mix that Steve C said was fucking terrible, but everybody else loved, comes a new mix with high hopes of winning Steve's approval and perhaps a 4-star rating. Todd from Framingham Studios presents the Robert Kelly Star Trek remix.
Captain's log, stardate 4523.3. Deep Space Station K7 has issued a Priority 1 call. We're going in armed for battle.
It is not life as we know or understand it.
Hold my hand, man.
Don't be afraid. Here's my hand. There's nothing more dangerous than a wounded animal. I'm sorry, Mr. Spock, but I'm afraid the creature must die. I see no alternative myself, Captain. It merely seems a pity.
Set your faces on Force 3 to kill.
What the fuck?
Not bad, right?
I find it kind of funny.
This next one blows it away, though.
Yeah, well, you always play the one that's not as good first.
You're right.
Here's, I think this one was the best one that came in, Ant. What do you say? From Harry T?
Which one is that, though? I don't remember.
Henry Hill?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think this one blew all the other ones away.
Yeah, I like it.
Look, he started to touch me. He started to grab me. I told him to stop. He didn't stop. I hit him back. And then he got really angry. He pushed me out of the car.
What do you want, fucko? You want something? Huh?
Fuck! I broke my knee, man! Fuck!
I swear my fucking mother, if you touch her again, you're dead! Oh,
hold my hand, man. I gotta squeeze some.
Ah, fuck!
Down, you way down.
He's down.
I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, dude. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, dude. Hold my hand, man. I gotta squeeze some.
On the side.
I broke my knee, man. It bent backwards.
Did it hyperextend?
I broke my knee, man.
Oh my God.
It bent backwards. I broke my fucking knee, dude. I heard it break, dude. Fuck. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, dude. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, dude. Hold my hand, man. I gotta squeeze some.
Anybody have some like Advil?
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
You motherfucker.
Oh my God, I don't believe it.
It's fucked up. You mother. What the fuck? Hold my hand, man. I gotta squeeze some. Dude, I go more. Hold my hand, man. I gotta squeeze some. I broke that fucking thing. I broke it. I broke my leg, man. I broke my leg, man. I broke my leg. I broke it. I broke it, dude. I felt it crack. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, dude. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, man. I broke my knee, dude. Hold my hand, man. I gotta squeeze some. I broke my leg, man. I gotta squeeze some. I'm in so much pain, dude. I'm in so much pain.
Like sands through the hourglass, so is the Owen virus.
Wait, he isn't two different people. How the hell is he Wolverine? And that fag on Broadway. He shaves off the beard, he takes the blades out of his knuckles, and he tucks down that ear hair thing he does, and all of a sudden he's a song and dance man. How do you know? You seen clips of him? Who is he? Peter Allen.
That's what he's playing?
The gay guy Peter Allen. It's his life story on Broadway, and Hugh Jackman is playing him.
A year ago.
And he does, win my baby, Rio de Janeiro. No? Nothing?
Did it last night on the broadcast there.
Did he? Sure he did. Look, I just know because it's Hugh Jackman, and I'm a big X-Men fan, and you know, he's Wolverine.
Is that how you know?
And that's how I know. I swear.
That big gloved hand is pointing at you so it doesn't get your blood on it.
Oh, better keep Anthony happy today.
This could be the gayest song ever.
A really long intro.
Is it? How do you know? Faggot.
I saw the show.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Did you really?
I did.
How was it?
It was good.
Do you have to bring a dildo to put on the seat, or do they leave one there in the theater for you? Awful.
This is when the whole chorus line shuffles out in their tattered robes and slippers.
Little dog yelping behind them. The dog smells that something is wrong because they're not being fed as often. I'd love to feed you, but I'm just too tired to get out of bed.
And then there's a whole nother group of people. They come out on stage dressed as big T's and then they slowly leave the stage so there's only one left.
Opie and Anthony, the virus is spreading.
Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Introducing Wow for Dummies, an easy-to-follow guide to get you started with Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
Other people call them titties or boobs.
Step 1, get a Wow sticker.
OpieandAnthony.com.
RateMyWow.com.
Step 2, put said sticker on car, not under the hood. Step 3, drive around.
Please pull up next to me, honk your horn, and demand to see my tits.
Let me see those boobies.
That's so sexy.
Step 4, enjoy boobies.
God damn it, what nice pits.
You feel like showing us a little something, something.
Whip 'em Out Wednesday.
This could be interesting. It's the Opie and Anthony Show on XM Satellite Radio. The O&A virus spreading across America. If you're just tuning into the program, the Daily News did a huge article on our assault on the media thing, Anthony. You can read it for yourself. We linked the article on opieandanthony.com. But just getting major exposure in the Daily News today. A column written by Richard Huff. Mm-hmm. You might want to listen to the replay if you're just tuning in to hear the article and our comments about it. But basically,
sounded like Richard wasn't a big fan of what we were doing to
not
get
at
the
all.
exposure out there for the Opie and Anthony Show. Yeah,
not at all. But he's brave enough to come on the air with us. So.
That's good.
What happened? It's on FoundryMusic.com and OpieandAnthony.com, the article. So let's say hi to Richard Huff from the Daily News. Mr. Huff?
Yeah.
How are you, buddy?
Good, thanks.
It's Opie, it's Anthony, it's Jim Norton.
Hey, guys.
Right. First of all, I want to thank you for the major exposure today.
Even though you didn't want to do it, we read the article, and I see there's one part where you say, I know what this is going to do, and it's doing exactly what they want, giving them exposure. That is indeed what we're doing this for, is to get exposure for the show, get the name out there, and it does seem to be working. You got to agree with that.
Hey, I'm here for you.
I got to ask you a question. It just seems that the media, the way that you guys have covered this one, it seems like there's a real personal anger over the fact that Arthur Sheehan, who is, obviously he's a media person, was victimized, or it seems like we get a lot of from the media, you guys caused him to be fired. And it seems like that's the general consensus from the media.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that, at least from my aspect here. Look, he did something he shouldn't have done on the air. There's no doubt about that. I think what you're seeing from some extent, and I can see it from some of the letters I've gotten since he got canned, is that people think maybe the penalty on CBS's part might have been a little too strong.
We even agree with that.
Agree.
That's ridiculous. The guy lost it, but to be fired now because of this zero-tolerance policy that's out there is ridiculous.
Well, and so I think that's where some of the anger is. Look, I'm not sitting here to defend him dropping the F-bomb like that. I mean, that was just wrong, and he didn't deal with it appropriately. So, no, I'm not angry about that.
Now let's dispose of the love fest here. Obviously, you have a problem with what we're doing.
Well, you know what it is? It's like, imagine you're sitting at your desk and somebody walks up behind you and starts making faces or doing something, and you can't do anything about it.
I don't agree with that, though. We've heard that example being used before, and if you put your desk out on the street and decided to now work out in the public and somebody did that, you would have to expect it and deal with it professionally. That's what these reporters are doing. They're taking their job out on the public streets where behind them is fair game, and it has been for years. People have just randomly dropped by, made faces, shout-outs. I've seen gang signs thrown up when they do stories from Compton and whatnot. And this, we figured, is a great area for an Opie and Anthony billboard, if you will, a sign to pop up behind us. We've asked people not to interfere with the report or touch the reporter in any way. But to have that opening there in public territory, I see no problem with it, and I can't see how people get upset with it when, they're opening that up to us.
Well, I mean, you do have a point there. There's no doubt about it. Now, in many of these cases, though, they do go out of their way to make sure there's not something behind them. I mean, Pat Battle was standing on a beach with nothing behind her on an empty beach, and your guy comes running up.
Yeah, you know what, Richard? You got to admit. Did you see the video?
I did.
You got to admit it's kind of funny when you see the guy starting to run from behind her, way in the distance and getting closer and closer.
Or look at the one with Marcus Solis. You had these two folks come up out of the subway. I mean,
yeah, they're coming out like troll people out of the ground.
And you are right in the fact that, I mean, how many times have you watched a newscast and there's some goofball in the back on a cell phone waving, trying to get his girlfriend on the line before the
yeah, we've just taken that to the next level. That's all.
But Richard, the question I have, like, this is one of the problems I have. Not that you guys shouldn't cover it or talk about it or even editorialize.
Oh my God, cover it all you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got exactly what you wanted.
But the attitude coming from the media about it is a bit self-righteous when you look at, you say, like, how would you feel if you were doing your job and were interfered with? Well, how many people are doing their jobs and are interfered with by the press trying to grab a story? And I'm not talking about legitimate interference. How many times have there been crime victims where reporters are sticking their microphone in the face just to get the scoop? It's like reporters can be pretty
intrusive,
and pretty vulturish when it comes to getting stories, and yet here we are doing our jobs, trying to get press and doing this, and we're being vilified in a weird way, like being called jerks, which is fine. I mean, we are jerks.
I call you jerks. I call the people who are doing it.
But I'm saying even the New York Times said
there are
Opie
jerks,
and Dopey.
Richard.
We are too. But it's like even the New York Times said Opie and Dopey, and yet when they talk about Al Zarqawi or Bin Laden, it's Mr. Bin Laden or Mr. Why is this? Why is it people feel free to editorialize here and not on real things, like on Jason Blair, were people calling him liar or scumbag when they were writing about him, or were they just calling him disgraced reporter?
Well, I think it depends on the publication you're working with, too. I mean, look, the Times is not going to take that kind of attitude with anything they write.
They did.
What I'm saying is, generally speaking, I write a column. I mean, you're reading a column that's opinion.
Right.
In the same section, we have regular, straight, hopefully objective stories. I'm not sure about the story that you're talking about, the one in the Times. I didn't see that one. I know there was a column or something that they wrote. I'm not going to defend them. You're right. There are some aspects of the media where it is intrusive and it does become a problem.
Yeah, I don't have much respect for what these guys do, to be honest with you.
What guys?
The reporters, the fear-mongering they love to do. I don't have much respect for their jobs.
Well, you know what? I mean, it's not all that. And
it's become a lot more entertainment-based than it has actually giving you the proper and accurate information. When I watch the news, what I see is an entertainment show. I see them battling each other for viewers and using, clever graphics, teasers, even live locations. They promote where they're going to be, bands that they're getting on these morning shows. It's all entertainment-based now, and to have this attitude where we can do this, but the second we're interfered with, now you're interfering with our journalism, and our credibility as journalists, I don't buy it.
Well, you guys are old enough to remember the times where we were all sitting around saying, oh, this is the MTV-ization of the media. I mean, you've seen that go even further now with everything else out there. I mean, look, lots of folks tune to Entertainment Tonight for their news.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people are competing with. Look at what's going on with the CBS Evening News. They've talked about multiple anchors and different approaches.
Do you think people would watch a news program like it was when it was a desk, a guy, and a clock and a microphone, like in the olden days where you knew you were pretty much getting accurate information? It wasn't about flash and teases and entertainment. It was just about news. Do you think people would watch that?
That's a good question. Again, it becomes an age issue here because there's a sense that the younger folks aren't watching it that way. They're getting their news on the Internet. They're scanning the headlines. I mean, it's hard these days not to get your news in some fashion. You turn your computer on, your homepage already tells you who won the game, even if you didn't know.
Right.
So that's what these folks are facing. A straight-ahead local news or straight-ahead newscast like we used to have, low graphics, just a guy sitting in a suit, probably not.
Probably not.
It's like you watch Network with Peter Finch. It was almost prophetic at the way things are being done now to get viewers. It's going farther and farther. And again, we understand that. but it's like the media does at times take a holier-than-thou attitude when it is about getting viewers, it is about competing with the other networks, just like any other entertainment venue.
That doesn't diminish what you hope is the quality of the journalism. The things they do to get you to the show may be a little different these days. And you know, you mentioned the concerts. Obviously, over a 2-hour or 3-hour morning breakfast show, you can have those sorts of elements. You have a half-hour, evening newscast. You're not going to have a concert.
Well, Richard, are you sure that it doesn't compromise the integrity, though? When you're rushing to get the story first, maybe you don't fact-check as much. Maybe you're not as concerned with getting it right as opposed to getting it first. I think that does kind of interfere with what's being reported accurately.
Well, that's an issue. There's no doubt about it. And you're seeing more situations now where folks are taking the easy way out and just copying somebody else's column, which is amazing in this electronic era. I mean, turn on the computer any day, and you'll see another story of a journalist in Podunk who, copied something from somebody else. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But I think, majority of the journalists hopefully get the story correct. You're going to make mistakes. There are days where you don't make the extra call, or you do and you get the wrong information.
Well, obviously we're doing this assault on the media to get attention, to get the name out there. But the little side thing that I think we're enjoying also is giving it back to the media a little bit and saying, hey, you guys are taking yourself pretty seriously, and we think that's a little hypocritical. And, here we are, right behind you.
In your column, you mentioned Stern fans calling shows. And again, my comments on that, I actually thought those calls were really funny, so I'm not judging those callers because they made me laugh. But you make it look like those were kind of smarter things to do, and I point out the 93 Trade Center bombing, the Colin Ferguson massacre, Oklahoma City bombing. These are all shows that they called on. I think it was the El Al or whatever it was, whatever the airline shooting was in L.A.
Right. I mean, you name it. Now, to that point, and obviously that was just one paragraph in this whole thing, is that, in that sense, the idea there was it coming to what you said a minute ago about not checking something. I mean, that shows how easy it is for folks to just get on. The difference here is you're disrupting somebody doing what they're doing.
And that is, too.
That's what Howard Stern fans have been doing as well. They're not trying to make a point
I don't think
whatsoever.
their motivation is really to expose the news for,
And I think
checking facts.
I think you know that. They're not trying to expose the news. They are allowed on, and by proxy of being allowed on, they are exposing the news just by the fact that they got through. But their goal is to get a laugh and to get Howard's name out there. And I don't mind you mentioning that because I thought those calls were funny, but to use it kind of and say, well, these guys are right, and this is Opie and Anthony, the fans are naughty, is kind of like, I don't know, I just felt it was a bit disingenuous.
Naughty, watch the language.
I know, I don't mean to get too strong.
Wait, we can swear here, can't we?
You know what I'm saying, though. I felt it was a bad comparison to make.
Okay.
To say that these were right, I don't feel it's accurate. I mean, how can you say that that's accurate when those examples are raised?
We disagree.
And who is Charles James?
So
right, reader Charles James.
Who is reader
Where did
Charles
you get that
James?
quote from, Richard?
Come on, who is he?
We make that up. We've got a whole file here.
Do you really think Howard's fans were doing that just to make mockery of the media? Do you really think they were doing that to make a social point or to get laughs?
I think at points that is in fact the point. Clearly now there are people who just want to be like him, who do it just to do it. But I believe that they initially started that way.
So why would they yell his name instead of doing something else that was socially relevant if it wasn't to get his name out there?
Well, because then it doesn't get mentioned. I want to be liked by Howard, so I'm going to mention his name, just like your folks mention your names.
Right. So why are you painting it in a different light, like it was done to expose the media and make a social point? It's almost like you're giving it a certain legitimacy,
credibility, right?
A credibility that you won't give this. And again, I think those calls are very funny, so I'm not judging them on a certain level.
I think it's an equal base. I think we're doing exactly the same thing. It's trying to get the name out there,
of course,
and using the media to do it. And I don't see any difference between them.
And what's more interfering with a job, actually interrupting a newscast under a false pretense and getting airtime, or just holding up a dumb sign? I mean, what is really costing more airtime?
Well, I mean, you're doing the same, aren't you? I mean,
No.
when folks can't come back to a live shot because your people are standing behind them.
That's funny.
Hey, you know something? They could come back.
Sure they can.
That sign will be back there, but the reporter's not going to be interfered with. If they're a professional, they can plow through it and finish their story.
Absolutely, but if you have a phony fire chief yelling Howard Stern, you can't get the real Howard Chief on
Phony
there.
fire
Or the
chief.
real fire chief.
Right, exactly. Yeah, no, that's true. Now, what happened to your guy at the beach? He wasn't there when she came back.
He wasn't our guy.
He was just some,
fan.
listen. And by the way, Richard, our fans are pests, and we don't like them either. And we think they're jerks.
They're very bad people.
But they're very loyal, and they'll do anything for us.
Yeah, you just made this situation a lot worse.
Yeah.
A lot worse. You called them weasels in your article. They're pests.
Weasels.
And why didn't, hey, Richard, why didn't you call us? We would have gave you a few quotes.
I didn't know where to get you.
Oh, really?
Come
We're
on.
well hidden.
But you understand what I'm saying? It's like when I raised this example this morning when Wayne Williams was being accused of murdering children, they couldn't wait to hear what he said, and yet in this case nobody wants to call and find out what our side of the story is or what the show's side of the story is, and I just can't.
Yeah, that's
quite
usually
get
the
that.
way. Whenever a story wraps itself around this program, we rarely get calls to get our side of it. It's usually a lot easier to just throw the story together with speculation and punch the story up a little bit.
Well, look, I think, and you guys have dealt with David Hinckley, our radio reporter, before. We do reach out in those situations. I mean, this is a column talking about what people are seeing on TV, in my opinion. So I don't, what would you have added to it?
Which, I guess I'll do it. I like Tube Talk, by the way. I think you do a good job with it. I really do. Richard Huff.
And by the way, I'm getting a lot of letters from folks who agree with you.
Uh-oh. Yes, they're out there.
Oh, yeah.
Once again, the pests.
Were they calling you Dick Huff?
No, that hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure now that you're mentioning it.
Well, we called him Dick Breath.
Yeah, we were a little angry this morning. We were cranky this morning. We might have called you Dick Huff and Dick Breath or something equally as offensive. And you seem like a pretty cool guy, and it's nice to have a guy that actually does come on the air with us.
At least you came on the air.
Yeah, most people just run away and hide behind their article. There was a huge AP story about us about the Arthur Chien, and the AP writer said that we were celebrating the fact that he got fired.
Yeah, it said right now Opie and Anthony are celebrating his firing, and I was in Colorado at the time, and I was playing golf.
And I was in Florida at a graduation. And
I'm like, I'm celebrating this guy's firing? Where did this guy get this information? How does he print this when I didn't even speak to this guy?
Right.
Unbelievable.
If you want to talk, you should go over some articles. Read that Times article and watch how incestuous a lot of the reporting is. And it's very subtle, but people in the media are very angry that one of their own got caught out there. And you don't see this kind of defensive reporting or these type of defensive phrasing using in a lot of cases. But they're really getting very defensive and upset because one of their own was fired.
Yeah, again, as we started here, I mean, I think that he just messed up there. That was, not handling the situation. And it's interesting if you look at the comment from Channel 2 in that piece I wrote today. It says, our reporters are professionally trained in this sort of stuff, well, except the one we got rid of.
Except the one we fired.
But it is interesting the response that has come back just on Arthur's, firing from folks throughout the city. Concerned about that.
Well, we agree that he shouldn't have been fired. We thought what he did was, a little dumb and he should have thought more, but they never should have fired him for it. But just the way they were, like the Times said, Arthur Chien acted human, and they're all saying he was so provoked, which is true, but you don't see them ever reporting other things that way. Why is the tone so defensive? Because it's one of their own.
Yeah.
Good question. I wish I had an answer for you.
All right, Richard, before we let you go, the one TV show we all should be watching.
Oh, good question.
We like that Hit Me Baby One More Time show that's on Thursday nights on NBC.
Lots to talk about that one. It's amazing how well the dancing show is doing.
Oh, right.
That
that goddamn dancing show. It's like, is it just, is it ballroom or all kinds of dancing?
It's ballroom.
It's ballroom dancing with celebrities doing it.
What?
They got like the guy that played Peterman from Seinfeld.
Yeah,
he's in it.
Evander Holyfield.
Evander Holyfield.
Joey McIntyre.
Heather Mills.
No.
Hey, Richard laughed.
Oh, damn, Jimmy.
Richard laughed.
Watch Rescue Me when that comes back.
That had a great first season.
Yeah, with Dennis Leary.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Wait, what's this dancing show, though? So then what happens?
They dance. It's almost like an American Idol of dancing with celebrities.
Exactly. They got the three, American Idol wannabe judges with all the stereotypical characters we have now for judges. And they dance, and then, the judges vote and the viewers vote, which is pretty amazing because in the first episode, Kelly Monaco, who's on one of the soaps, was terrible. I mean, terrible. It'd be like me ballroom dancing. And they got the lowest marks, and then they voted Trista Rain off, or Trista Sutter now, who's on The Bachelorette. So that's kind of a fun show for goofy reasons. The Hit Me Baby One More Time, lots of folks are talking about.
Yeah, nostalgia is so in, It's like anything 80s is really huge.
Yeah, but I don't think it's nostalgia in the sense of appreciating this. I think it's a lot.
No, it's making fun of it. A lot of those shows like We Love the 80s and things like that, it's about making fun of it and going, ew. I kind of remember that, and it was awful then.
Yeah, exactly.
Why do people like looking back at things that were awful?
Well, it's looking back and saying, "Wow, look at how fat that guy got." I mean, that's what half of the audience.
That's what we've been doing,
making yourself feel better, just knocking other people down.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. We like to call it "Time Is a Bitch," Richard.
Yeah.
We play the original version of the song and then how they, sang it last night, and it's very interesting the contrast.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. But that's doing pretty well.
Richard, I got to thank you for coming on the show. That's pretty cool.
Anytime.
And thank you for exposing this to a lot more people for us.
You see, you didn't even have to buy an ad.
Yeah, you could do a follow-up and say you spoke to us and we said this will continue.
Thanks very much.
All right, Richard. Thank you.
Take care, guys.
See you.
Bye.
Richard Huff from the Daily News.
Look at that.
At least he came on the air, man. Most of these reporters never would, but he was fine with it.
Isn't it amazing how people go from hated douchebag in the morning and then a couple hours later, he's cool guy.
I never really hated him. He played right into our hands. I was happy about that.
Yeah, but I'll bet he's going, all right, I thought those guys were going to be complete scumbags.
Oh, he's like,
you know how hard it is not to be a scumbag just so they can't say that we would be complete scumbags and they expected that?
We love throwing people off.
I know.
But he was honest. I mean, he didn't. It's not like he bullshitted. I just, I don't feel bad about what I said this morning. I was very upset.
Mm-hmm.
A little not happy.
Didn't have your coffee yet.
Good point, Ant.
A little cranky.
You'll love Paisanos.
Paisanos. It's Paisanos Restaurant.
I was going to go to Paisano last night. I was in the mood for some Italian food, and when I want my Italian food, I go down to Joey's place on Mulberry Street, Paisano, Anthony. Mm-hmm. But I got to tell you, it was like 98 degrees. I wasn't going into the subway or taking a cab yesterday.
No, huh?
And I was kind of bummed because then I went to a little local joint, and
not good, right? No.
Kind of bummed that I didn't make the trek down to Mulberry Street to Paisano.
You know what the great thing about Paisano of Mulberry Street is when the weather gets nice like this? Outdoor dining.
I love outdoor dining.
The table outside. It's nice. You try it early in the season, and the wind is blowing. It's a little cold. You're out there. Hey, we're outside. You get nice days, though?
Dude, I figured it out. I mean, we get off the air at 11. It's been 90 all week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, time to do a little girl watching, So I go to Central Park, right? Hang out with a book, my MiFi. I'm all set.
Yeah.
Sit and check out the girls as they're doing their tanning thing.
Why?
Because they wear the bathing suits and everything's covered nice.
Mm-hmm.
You get a freaking table on a sidewalk.
Yeah.
Women are not wearing bras anymore.
No.
And the material's much lighter, and you could see through.
And occasionally you get the buttons opened up a little on the top. You could peek down there.
So much better than going to the beach or a park. I'm telling you.
Anyway,
what that has to do with Paisano, I don't know.
Well, they got, you got the tables outside. So you could grab a table outside and enjoy the...
and then see the girls without the bras on.
Al fresco. Yeah. Huge portions at Paisano. Classic candlelit restaurant, perfect for the late-night date, romantic meal. Every single pasta on the menu, now under $10. And at Paisano, mention O&A or XM Radio, and you get that glass of wine on the house.
Or Ben's Big Hog.
Ben's Big Hog is the code word. Go down to Paisano and say, Psst, Ben's Big Hog, and you'll get a glass of wine.
And a big sausage sticking out of it.
Authentic Italian cuisine. It's made from the original Old World Italian recipes. Great place. We love it. Paisano of Mulberry Street.
Hold on, Anthony.
Yes?
Eric's parents are in town from Florida, and he went to Pizano of Mulberry Street.
Ah!
They loved it.
Did they?
Yes, fried ravioli.
Oh, gotta love the fried ravioli appetizer. And then you get that stuffed chop, that stuffed veal chop. It's huge. You're going to love it.
Are your parents going to stop in today, or are they back in the hotel room sick and not able to get up? It'd be awful for them.
You
crazy?
Are you nuts?
Just kidding.
We're talking about Joey?
Yeah, huh? Joey.
They're probably just sick with despair because they couldn't have more.
There you go. Very nice.
Open weekends till 2. It's Pizano of Mulberry Street, right in the heart of Little Italy. Call them, 212-965-1188. 965-1188, Pizano of Mulberry Street.
Very nice. We can continue with the program.
I got a tinkle.
You do have to tinkle?
I can go while you guys continue. I'll be back in a minute.
I see Pepper from COC, so maybe we should just
He's here?
regroup and have him come in. He was fun on the phone. He's in town. I don't know what COC's doing. I'm sure they have a show somewhere. We'll find out about it. Corrosion of Conformity, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, when we get back, we got Katie Holmes on Letterman. That whole saga continues. Then we got the top dads of all time, top TV dads. We got some sexy estate clips, Anthony.
Ooh.
Yuck.
And there was something else.
Yuck.
There was something else.
Looking at the list?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking.
Oh!
Yeah.
We got to talk about Aruba.
The missing chick?
Well, no, the fact that all the other islands are starting to advertise very heavily on local TV.
Yeah.
Taking advantage of Aruba's misstep there.
Kicking the little island
we
while it's
mentioned
down.
We mentioned this, I guess, last week. We're like, you watch. All the other islands are going to come to the table and advertise like crazy.
Yeah.
They pretty much want to say, come to our island, we won't kill you.
You won't get killed here, man.
Right.
Come to Karachi.
Even though these other islands are a hell of a lot worse than Aruba. They've always said Aruba is one of the safest places to go. But these other islands jumping right aboard. You watch on your local TV. They're all advertising now.
But they say she had met this guy like 2 days ago.
She was a slut.
Oh, no, Ann.
Come on.
What kind of karma is that?
I mean, I understand it's awful. No one deserves to be murdered, which obviously she was. Please, they're going to find her. Yeah, sure. Obviously, no one deserves to be murdered, but Jesus Christ, you got to look out. Again, with my paranoia. I know people are like, it's paranoid Anthony. What is she, insane? Running off at some local yokel from Aruba?
I understand that they met in a bar a couple days ago, so she might have kind of known him. They were signing a little bit, talking, and that very well may have been. I think that she might have felt like, what? They were talking. She might have felt like she knew him a little bit, and that she could trust him. Jesus. And then he wouldn't throw her down like luggage and jump on her.
All right. Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, God.
What? Horrible. Oh, the Aruba story.
Well, Aruba's number one priority is figuring this out.
They're arresting people like crazy. And
course.
Aruba's laws, little different than we got it here. You know, the criminals here really should just shut up and stop their whining. Because what goes on in these other little countries like that, they're under some kind of Dutch law, I believe. And they could arrest somebody and hold them for 4 months with absolutely no charges. With no charges filed against them at all. 4 months while we figure it out. They could just lock people up and leave them in there.
And they want to get this fixed up because I guess they're losing probably a lot of money in tourism.
Well, that's why all the other islands coming aboard and advertising. Yep. They see dollars out there that they can get.
Aruba right now probably the safest place to go.
Yeah, cops all over.
Blonde head of hair, boy, they probably guard you carefully.
Yeah, they probably do.
Don't want another one.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Don't want another one dropping off.
Just no matter who you are, dye that hair blonde.
It's so true. It's like the tsunami thing, man. They hose down those beaches so fast. They got tourism back.
You know what they got to do? They got to build a big fence, like a big wall with a big giant gate, like in King Kong, and that way the tourists can be away from the what was in the movie, the savages that were in the movie. You know. Sometimes they could come beating at the door, or, Kong will come over and bang on the door, but you don't let them in. Yeah, that way you can bathe.
Yeah, turn off the lights when you're done.
The water.
Well, I'm curious as to how they get that stupid wall built with Kong running around there. What, was he on vacation?
Yeah, I know, right?
Kong back in 2 weeks.
They must have given him quite a few sacrifices, sacrificial women. to occupy his time while they build that wall.
Why didn't dumb Kong just kick it over before it was finished? He waits till they're all done and it's cemented, then he knocks.
Cemented?
Kong is an
I don't
ass.
think they're out there with trowels and
Ding
bricks.
dong!
Hello?
Ringing the bell.
It's made out of wood.
Oh.
Yeah, no cement.
All right,
We're savages.
We're going to get Pepper Keenan in here next.
All righty.
Ben's giving the break sign.
Good job getting that Richard Huff, Ben. Excellent.
It was a good interview, right?
Certainly was.
Let's listen in on a show prep meeting in the Opie and Anthony laboratory.
Hey guys, anyone want a bagel?
No!
Stop ruining the show, Eric.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Feel the love.
Right on, man. Let's get the guys in here. That's Corrosion of Conformity, Anthony, the single Stonebreaker from their new CD, In the Arms of God. We got Pepper and Woody.
Gentlemen.
You guys are eating
What's
chocolate
up, man?
strawberries. I remember you too, man. We go way back with these guys. Familiar faces.
I remember you, dude.
We used to work at a radio station called WAAF.
The
only station that really rocks.
That's right. We were rocking.
We were rocking, and COC used to do some shows for us.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we're talking like 10 years ago.
We're still doing shows.
Yeah. You're still kicking ass. You're playing
Damn right.
Irving Plaza tonight, I think, here in New York City?
Yep.
And then Philly tomorrow at the, what? Trocadero, very good.
Whose chocolate-covered strawberry is this?
It's yours if you want it.
I'm not gonna tell anybody I saw y'all eating these things.
It's Godiva. Godiva chocolate.
It's from the 50-year-old virgin outside. We should bring her in.
50-year-old virgin?
Yeah,
Swear to
Patty.
God, man.
Do something about that.
We've been trying for like 8 years now.
What, does she come all the time and see you guys?
Yeah, she's like, she started, we call her Stalker Patty.
No, she was a real
started out
stalker.
being a stalker. She
And we
was a
figured,
stalker.
is that her?
Yeah.
I swear to God, she used to stalk us, and finally,
She
like,
looked familiar.
most people would call the police and get detectives involved. We're like, invite her in.
You guys invited
Yeah,
her.
yeah. She used to sleep under the stairs at our old joint.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have
She
to
was
kill
homeless,
you.
too.
Look at those William Frawley pants.
She's in here.
Patty, your shorts are pulled up so high you look like William Frawley.
Is that a bathing suit you got underneath it, too?
She might be going swimming, man.
It's not. It's a shirt.
It's a shirt?
Yeah, I bought it this week.
Pepper, this is the real deal. Patty, do you know anything about Corrosion of Conformity?
No, but she was asking a lot of questions, and she was making me nervous outside.
Yeah,
Really?
she does that.
What was she saying?
All I said was, "Hi, I'm Patty. What do you do?"
Yeah, that's all it takes to creep people
I
out,
heard that
Patty.
before.
That's all it takes to creep people out.
Yeah, I thought it would be a little deeper questions than that, Pepper. Jesus.
Well, Patty is 50 years old. She just turned 50, a couple of days ago?
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday, Patty. And she is indeed a virgin. She grew up in some strict Catholic background, and it fucked her up. And
She's
now
a foundling.
She was abandoned as an infant in a diner because her mother couldn't take care of her, because her stockbroker father had sex with, like, what we believe was a prostitute, which was her mother, and got pregnant, and she dropped the baby off at a diner and then took her to this foundling center.
What is a
sounds
foundling
like, I don't know.
center?
I thought, it sounds like something from the 1800s. The Foundling Center.
Is it in Manhattan?
Like an orphanage, right?
A foundling.
It's the New York Foundling Hospital. They have a special unit for kids that are, adopted or foster kids.
Right. And you were just kind of abandoned, so they put you there for a while until they found a foster family for you.
I was raised by wolves.
Yeah.
You would have been better off. At least you wouldn't be afraid of sex as bad as this woman is.
I hope you guys aren't disappointed that we're not going to do the regular freaking interview here.
Right. We're talking about some fondling center.
You know something? It probably what it turns out to be.
Right.
That's probably the joke running around the place.
Fondling center.
Fondling center.
Your stepfather, you just walk through and look for the biggest tits. All right, I'll take her.
Well, we've been talking about the Foundling Society for
Found-
years,
that's
and
a
we
bunch of
never went
shit.
down that road.
It's
Damn
the
it.
Fondling
Center.
That's the obvious joke.
So
Very
she was
funny.
adopted by an older couple.
Way
or not
older.
adopted,
They
you were the
were in
foster.
their 60s.
They were in their 60s.
and had to raise a little girl.
Nice.
So now she's a little kid. They're growing up, going to high school, trying to date, and they're these religious fanatic old people that are raising her.
Yeah.
So they completely turned her off to sex. And she hasn't had sex. She's 50 years old, virgin.
Woody, do something about that.
We tried.
Yeah, Woody.
No.
No. Look at the guys. No. And these guys have done some things.
Come
man.
on. The groupies they've had,
Wow.
forget about it.
80,
You
blind,
didn't ask
crippled,
where
and
they-
crazy.
You didn't ask where they took me for my birthday.
Well, we were going to get into that, Patty. Where did you go?
I went to my first male strip club,
Nice.
Her first male strip club ever.
and they paid for a massage.
You went and
A
got
massage?
a massage.
I think
really
it
sexy.
was like a back rub or something. Well,
Full
it's a
body
little
release?
more than a back rub
Yeah.
if you saw any
Happy ending?
photos of that.
Did they touch your private parts? Did they touch your twat?
No, but they kind of touched my boobies.
So, Patty, were you naked?
No.
What were you wearing?
Y'all leave this woman
Oh,
alone.
I was wearing a very short peach skirt with a
Peach.
floral type of a top of some kind.
Periwinkle?
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I think of a little shell on a sand when I think of periwinkle, by the way. I
Yeah,
never thought
sure.
of that color.
yeah, sure. I have no idea what she's talking about. So, Patty, you lay down on the table, and what was it? A big masculine man came over.
Now, I was sitting in the chair, and he kind of did a lap dance.
He did a lap dance. Was
Yeah.
his schlong hanging out?
Well,
You get to touch his hog?
Yeah.
well, it kind of touched me.
It did. What did it do?
Oh, he was just shaking and moving along and like
Was he
dancing
naked?
and everything and all.
Was he naked?
Half naked.
What do you mean half naked?
Well, he had just about had his tidy whities on. That was about it.
And that, so when he rubbed his schlong against you, was it in the panties or did he pull it out?
No, I think I know what TFing is now.
What?
And I was like a little
So you
more
saw-
stunned than anything.
You
so
were
I was
stunned?
like, okay.
You got TF?
You got TF.
You know you have to have boobs to get TF, though.
Yeah.
I do have. Well,
Yes,
I'm
he does.
small.
They're
What
small,
can
but
I
he was
tell you?
rubbing it between them.
I'm small and I'm proud of it.
Oh, very good. He was rubbing it between your.
I guess that's what you would call it, yeah.
Down south, we call it twigs and berries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got some twigs and berries.
He was hung like an acorn. He didn't want any part of you.
Yeah, what is that about when they walk in and go, all right, I got a massage over here in this room. Let me walk in and, oh, God.
Think phone bill, car payment, whatever you're going to use the money for.
Yeah.
It was kind of fun. I enjoyed that club. Then
You
we
did.
went to the Copacabana, a more conservative place.
Where did you grow up? Listen to the way she talks.
Wait, what?
And then we went...
Wait, no.
Hey, that's a dying breed right there.
It certainly is.
You ain't gonna see it. You'll be sad when she's gone 50 years from now.
What was the name of the first club you went to, the strip club?
I don't remember.
You don't?
No, I don't remember
All
the
right.
name of it. I didn't really notice it.
Then what was the second place you went to?
The Copacabana.
The Copacabana. What is that?
I was like dancing with the other girls, and all of a sudden some guy came along and, showed me how to do a little bit of the merengue or something, showed me some of the steps, I guess, and then he just moved on.
Copacabana.
So that was kind of nice. I got to dance with a cute guy.
You want to go on the road with COC?
Come on.
You can be
What
a
would I
COC.
do?
His name was Rico.
Y'all gonna get me in trouble, man.
Her name was Lola. She had tits like a cancer patient.
God damn.
And then the third place we went to was Red Rocks, I think it's called.
Jeez, these are like hip clubs.
Wow,
in,
you're
New
out
York.
and
I
about.
saw dancing on the counter, like the
Really?
cowboy dance they do, and they were breathing fire with the alcohol and everything.
Alcohol.
And then they set the whole thing on fire, the whole counter, so I'm like backed away because I was a little scared of
Yeah.
that part.
Yeah, that's a little scary.
Hell of a way to celebrate your 50th, huh?
Yeah, I went to 3 places I would never have gone into
Her
on
name
my
was
own.
Patty. She got a tit fuck at the Copacabana. That's cool, Patty. Sounds like you had a great night out.
Yeah, I got home 4:30 in the morning.
Whoa.
I was up for work at 9:30.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Should have taken the day off.
Well, no,
For the big day.
I had to close, so I have to be there because I have to do the register.
So you're still a virgin, huh?
You didn't get laid.
It might still technically be a virgin, but I got
No.
my first exposure to, in the first club.
You want to show these guys your hot body?
No. It's too early, man. Shit.
Fucking. But a touring rock star says no. There's a problem.
You don't really. Come on.
Wait a second.
You don't need to see the video when that happens.
Patty, I see a picture of you. You also got a little makeover, I guess?
Sorta, yeah.
Wow.
A fright over.
Oh, that'll work.
Right over. Well, that's just the close-up. That's not a good photo of myself.
No, that is, wow.
Yeah.
No.
Jesus. You look like a progeria kid ready to go on Maury.
Go to the other photos, really.
Yeah.
Go to the other photos.
Oh, my God.
All right. Go to the other photos.
Set too far on the neck.
Yeah, like you're sticking your head out on your.
It's like they photoshopped you onto yourself.
You kind of look like a younger Ruth Buzzy in that shot.
Oh, is that a compliment?
Yeah. Well,
that's one thing I love about being my age.
Is?
I still have to show my ID.
What?
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Oh, yeah.
I bet she does.
Wow.
All right.
That is
Spring
something.
chicken.
Do you have a question for Corrosion of Conformity?
You ever hear their music?
I've never heard it. I'm sorry.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, really.
I mean,
that is a good thing.
Pepper's like
the demo.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be a good
not
thing.
the demo.
If she named 10 of your songs,
Dude, I'd fucking run like that.
In big trouble.
I'm a big fan.
No, she's a very nice lady. We were talking out in the lobby.
Well, to answer your question, she brought the chocolate-covered strawberries.
Oh.
Yeah, I work for Godiva, so.
Oh, do you?
I'm going to see you at Irving
there's the
Plaza.
guy I was with.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Wow. So the guy, your arms are wrapped around this guy's ass. You're sitting in a chair.
My hand there.
He's standing in front of you.
He took my hand and he put it there. I thought it was
right.
And his large ebony arms are wrapped around your head, and your head is like in his chest.
Looks like Patty had her own chocolate-covered strawberry.
And someday when they ask this guy, why did you quit stripping, he's going to whip this picture out.
Wow. Something tells me the last time he was in that pose, he got a face full of mace. Because that is not the kind of girl he's used to dancing for. Wow, Patty. You were into him, though, a little bit?
It was kind of cute.
You're
It
a
was
virgin.
just
You
an
better slow down.
experience.
Start off a little slower than
Start
that.
Asian. Work your way up.
Yeah, start Asian. Picture it like trying to park a combine in a one-car garage. You want to start off with a Volkswagen, maybe, and see how that works. You know.
Where you from? Philippines. Here's my number.
Yeah, you want it like quick and painless the first time. You take on Mandingo over here, you're going to be in trouble.
Well, it just happened. He suddenly just came right on over and did his thing.
That'll
Like,
happen in trains,
okay.
platforms, back rooms.
Tried to lick my toes and push me onto the third rail.
Push me on the
great.
tracks.
New Orleans is going to get hit by a freaking hurricane. You see that?
Is that where
Is
you're
that
from?
what happened?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
great.
That's the first one of the season.
Fantastic.
They always talk about New Orleans when a hurricane's coming because
Dude,
you guys are under sea level over there.
You don't even know.
The place floods out if somebody cries. It's ridiculously low. And then if a hurricane hits,
it's like a bird bath. It's literally surrounded by levees. If one of those suckers goes, it's over.
It's over. Hopefully it happens during
They
Mardi
say
Gras.
you need to be at least
washes
18
away those
feet
criminals.
high to survive a hurricane in New Orleans.
You like the Mardi Gras down there?
Yeah.
You do? We're not.
We went down there. And I was
because you haven't been there with me.
Really?
Well, that's true.
That's
we
right.
haven't.
Next time Opie and Anthony go down there, you call Peppy.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Where you guys hang out down there when you're Mardi Gras? Everywhere? Go to all the clubs?
No.
No? We're just on the street drinking?
He knows the real places to hang out.
The back streets.
The back
See,
street.
that's where I think the
Stay
fun
away
is.
from Bourbon Street.
I think the real fun is off Bourbon Street.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
Literally stinks.
Trust me.
And then we watch some assaults going on later in the evening before the cops closed it down.
Right.
There were some people walking down the sidewalk just being punched, just sucker punched. Boof! Oh, take that with you.
Yeah, they pretty much shut it down at midnight, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't mess around. Let's go to Scott in Tennessee real fast. Scott, what's up?
Hey, I was wondering if you guys were giving away any free trips to Aruba. Maybe you could send
Oh, he's suggesting we send Patty to Aruba.
Hello?
It's working out well.
She'll come back fine.
I'm on live on the radio right now.
Hey, he's on the phone.
Who's Pepper talking to?
He's on the phone.
That girl back there?
Anything important?
I wouldn't believe who that was.
Who was
Really?
it? Anyone fun?
No, I
Uh-oh.
Can't say?
Where's the picture of her? Hold on.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Let's see.
One of those.
Oh, hello. No way. Are you lying?
Wait, let me see that again.
No
Come
way,
on.
Jose.
Turn the mics off for a second.
No.
I got to hear who
How do
it
you know
was.
her?
I know all these ladies. We'll get back to that.
Oh, boy.
But I thought she's engaged.
I just met her at a book signing or something.
Is that who that was? Because I saw the picture from a distance, and I thought that's who it was.
Was that who I saw? Because
Yeah.
you flashed it fast.
I know.
Let's get her on the air.
Call her up.
Call her up. I want to talk to her.
Call her back. Star 69er.
Call her back.
Yeah, call her back.
Get her on. I
What
want
are
to
we
hear what
talking
she
about?
wants.
I'm
to
gonna
Pepper.
I'm going to put the...
No.
Hell no.
Yeah, you don't want to wreck that one.
Don't want to wreck that one.
But look, Patty's here for you. That's a substitute.
Oh, my God. Come on. We got to go down this road a little bit. That's way too
I'll
cool.
come back next time.
Where'd you meet her?
See if we get further along the road here.
Meet her at a club?
You think there might be some something going
magic,
on?
maybe.
Some magic?
Possibly.
God damn.
Oh, you know what? I'm just going to bow to him right now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
God damn.
I loved her
fucking
video.
rock stars,
Wait,
man.
book signing?
I loved her video.
Right, it was right after the book signing, actually.
Or right after
Really?
the video.
I was
that
gonna
you
ran
ran.
into.
Jane
Met
Fonda?
hers. Excuse me.
Jane
Fonda?
Yeah. I know Jane.
Dude,
Wow.
you don't know how cool that just was. That's
pretty
what we got to
goddamn
talk about.
cool.
I don't want to wreck it for the guy, though.
Yeah, right.
We'll talk about it on Monday when you're not
Exactly.
here.
Call me
When
back in a week. Give me a week.
Give
And
me
the
a...
fact that he blew her off for this show, that's very
A
impressive.
week to...
Like I said,
man,
I'll be calling you back.
be running out that door right
I would
now.
have walked out on this show in a second.
Can someone at least call her to see if she would come on the air, or would that wreck everything? And then we'll move on. Because Pepper's cool. I mean,
Yeah.
when he was passed down in that hotel, he came back on and talked to us about it. So if he says give him a week, I say we give him a week to see if he could close the deal.
Close the deal.
I'm going to close the deal.
Try to close the deal, man.
You really think you could close
No,
the deal?
close the deal.
Dude, we're hanging out
Don't
with
say
him.
close the deal. That might not close the deal.
We're hanging out with Pepper and Mardi Gras.
Go on, I told you.
You saw the picture, right?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I know who it was. Right? Here, write it down on that piece of paper.
No, y'all going to get my ass busted.
Let me just say, I won't say it.
Yeah, but you're
I
like,
won't say it.
It doesn't matter. You're just like Gus. You had to brag.
Yeah.
You're like,
I just
You
gave
showed him the goddamn picture.
All right.
You barely know
Just
us.
write it down.
But you're like, hey man, I got to brag on this one.
You can write down the first letter. Yeah, that's all I needed.
right?
Yeah.
That's who it was.
Okay. Yep.
Wait, I got to ask him. Let me write here. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it was.
We.
We. That's pretty good. Wow, that's pretty good company.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I run with a good crowd.
And you apparently you met her and gave her your phone number.
She gave me hers, actually.
Yeah. You gave all right. I just
Tell
want
her
to know.
like it is,
I'm
dude.
trying to get a little more info. This is the news. This is what I want to hear.
Yeah. So, are you going to at least work it?
Can we go back to talking about...
No, not at all.
What's her face and her fondling youth or whatever?
No.
Was
that call a I'll call you back?
You heard me on the damn phone just now, didn't
I
you?
know, but I didn't know who it was then, so I wasn't really paying attention. I'd have hung on every word if I knew. What was that? An I'll call you back?
Yes.
It was.
He said, I'm live on the radio show. I'll call you back.
you right
Yeah. Call you right back.
You could tell
So
everyone.
let's get this thing going,
Time's
boys.
ticking
Let's
away
get this
right
thing
now.
going, kid.
Jesus Christ.
You could tell everyone tonight at Irving Plaza, in between songs, who you were, who called you on the show today.
I don't have to do that. She might be there.
Oh, boy.
Come on.
Oh, boy.
No, she's not anywhere. Right
Yeah.
Wow, dude, that'd be huge news.
Call her back.
No, I'm not
Call
calling
her
her
back.
You don't have to put her on the air. Just call her on, and we'll hear your side of the conversation.
Yeah, just call her back
on a satellite radio station.
No, just call her back on your cell phone.
I know you guys better than you think I do.
Just call her on the cell phone, that's all.
We'll just listen to your side of the conversation.
Yeah, I want to hear how you work it.
No.
Yeah, Pepper works his women here. God damn. That's some high maintenance right there.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
So you can't, wave that in front of us.
I know. We're like children. It's candy, and all of a sudden you took it, and we're going to sit here and cry.
Genius. This is probably one of my most genius things.
Ooh, this might have been a marketing ploy.
I don't know.
Mike, what's
great.
up?
Yo, hello?
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, you got to give us a fucking way. She's in a video, she did a book signing, and she's engaged. I'm trying to put the fucking pieces together.
Well, I don't know if it was it her book signing?
Say that again?
No, I'm asking Pepper a question.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think she has a book out right now.
Stankfish from Whackbag? Correct. Wow, that's something. Yeah, everybody on Whackbag is saying that. They got it.
Whackbag.
Whackbag.com is our website of pests. Pests and annoying bastards that are also fans of our show.
When we were driving over here, I saw this giant inflatable rat on the back of a truck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the protest rat.
That's the protest rat.
Like a scab rat or something.
It's a scab rat, yeah. So if there's scab workers...
I like that.
That's a union thing, man. You don't mess with the big rat.
They'll send... Yeah, if you get scab non-union employees working at your place, the union guys come up with a huge blow-up rat in front of your building.
New York.
Nice. You gotta love it.
Let's go to Tom in North Carolina. Tom?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey, I was just going to call and bust in you guys yesterday when you were talking about Tom Cruise on Oprah's show, how the ladies were hanging on every word he said.
Right.
It sounded just like that with you guys hanging on every word of Pepper's story.
That's pretty much
it seem weird that Tom Cruise keeps doing all that kind of stuff whenever he's got a movie coming out or something?
That's what we were saying, yeah. That it's very coincidental that it's just when he has movies coming out that he's falling in love with these women.
Bouncing on the couch.
You just
like
never hear. Yeah, like an idiot.
You think it's a real relationship?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
You're talking to me?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
It seems a little fishy.
Pepper don't care. He's got his own shit working out.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
He's working it. You staying in town?
Yeah, we're in Manhattan tonight.
What hotel you staying at?
Yeah, I think we can make about $100,000 on a little photo, man. Minimum of $100,000. Are you kidding me?
That's too funny.
I'm following you.
Like
the rest of this weekend.
There'd be more photographers at the show than fucking people seeing it.
Is it the W, the Sheridan? Which one could it be?
Oh, is it the same hotel you passed out at?
The Park.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It's a wonderful hotel.
Yeah. Just look out the window here and.
I'm trying to rattle off hotel names in my head, and I just can't seem to think of them all. Yeah. All right. Well, think of it.
All right.
Great. All right. Tonight, Irving Plaza.
Get over there.
Get the fuck over there.
You guys are going to be in Philly, the Norva Theater in Norfolk, Virginia, the 12th.
You know what they say about the girls in Norfolk, don't you?
What?
Don't drink, don't smoke, nor fuck.
Oh, really? That bad?
That's pretty bad.
Norfolk.
I'm going to be at the State Theater in Falls Church, Virginia, the 25th. It's kind of funny. We're going to miss each other by 3 weeks in the whole city.
Falls Church is a nice place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you get phone calls just like Pepper got.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of, yeah.
Happens all the time.
The look on Jimmy's face.
That lying, blinking look.
Where, was that picture taken
recently?
Like, what, last night? Night before?
3 nights.
3 nights ago that picture was taken?
Yeah.
Is it clothed or naked?
It's clothed, right?
Clothed.
Yeah, I was expecting him to show me like a groupie that with a really hot body naked,
right.
But then when he
clothed.
showed me that picture, I went, "What? Are you kidding?"
Jesus.
All right, why don't we take a quick break?
I'm just like, what? Oh, he's saying something in the control room.
Oh, there's
no breaks. No breaks. We just ride up to the end of the show.
Okay, there's no more breaks. I was gonna.
So yeah, tell everybody to come out to the damn show.
They will. Irving Plaza tonight here in New York.
All those old punks working in Manhattan right now listening to you guys.
And you got a website for all the other tour dates because there's a million of them here, and it's a national show. So
yeah, we're going all the way to the 28th or something of July.
COC.com.
You were talking about Dimebag before the break too.
Yeah, y'all were playing. I was just crawling out of my hole when I heard the Vanilla Ice.
Wait, you got XM?
No, I just literally stepped off the bus and the guy who drove us here had it.
Oh, okay.
And they were Vanilla Ice played a song or some shit like that.
Ice Ice Baby.
Was that who that was?
What?
Was that Vanilla Ice?
Yeah, Vanilla
Destiny's
Ice doing
Child.
Destiny's Child. Ugh.
Doing Survivor.
But he had changed some words around. I caught it. He mentioned Daryl Dimebag.
I thought I heard that.
Yeah,
really?
I thought I heard Dimebag
strumming or something. What did he say, Ross?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty.
I couldn't get past the awfulness of the song he chose to sing.
And
Well, did he change that, or was that like one of their lyrics?
No, he threw it.
Yeah, he threw it in. Destiny's Child singing about Dimebag.
Yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
Well, let's take a listen. Let's take a
Safe
listen.
to assume.
It was that little blurb y'all played.
Right here. It's somewhere in this mess.
That's terrible.
It's not about the industry, and it's not about the things that I've been through, like Nas and Jay-Z. See, I've seen a lot of things on the road to destruction. Addicted to this rap game, standing up and busting. This ain't a comeback, this ain't a second coming. We took a real loss when Dimebag stopped strumming. American trouble.
You heard it?
We took a real loss when Dimebag stopped strumming.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that's in the original song.
No.
He's comparing himself to Dimebag?
No, he's just talking about the industry. I
No.
don't think he should.
Right.
I don't think he is.
That was very interesting. I caught that.
Huh.
I thought I heard Dimebag, and I'm like, no, I just figured I'd
What kind of relationship did Vanilla Ice have with Dimebag?
Probably none.
None? None whatsoever?
Well, you guys were friends with Dimebag, right?
Yeah.
Wow, man.
I can't picture him wanting to associate with Vanilla Ice.
I picture anyone wanting to associate with Vanilla Ice.
Unless you're hanging him outside a hotel demanding a signature. Love Suge Knight. Sign this cracker. Okay, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Odd.
Hey, are you guys on Oz Festival this year?
Nope.
Trying to find someone who can introduce me to Sabbath. Have you met Sabbath?
Yep. Fuck. Not all at one time, but individually.
Iommi, Ward. Ozzy I've met a couple of times, but I've never met the other three.
Yeah, we had Ozzy in studios. It was a great day for all of us.
Nice.
We had a good
Was
time.
he in this room right here?
Yeah,
right here.
Sitting in that seat.
I missed you guys. I was at that 30th anniversary Motorhead's gig in L.A., but I came late. I think towards when Jericho was on. He was
Did
on.
you see how many guests that Motorhead had at that show?
Yeah.
Like it was like a who's who of heavy metal. I met Ronnie James Dio.
I got a shot with Dio that night too.
Ric
Flair I got too. I enjoyed him.
Ric Flair.
Woo! I didn't know half of the guys were though. Like, I knew some of them were like old '80s guys, but I couldn't recognize.
I didn't
a lot
recognize a bunch of them either.
How great was Dio though? He's like 4'10". He's a little
cool as
fucker.
shit,
He's
too.
great.
He's got an
Little tiny
unbelievable
guy.
voice.
Oh, he's a little fellow. Yeah.
And Lemmy is just the shit, man.
Animal.
Right.
Gotta love Lemmy.
I got to play a song with him on the last night of the tour. Did Overkill, and I told Lemmy I felt like the little bald-headed kid with cancer in the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
He's right, man. I've told this story 1,000 times, but my band, before I got into radio, my band got to open up for Motorhead here in New York City once, and it was one of the best moments just to, you got a hero, Lemmy, Motorhead, and my guitar player got so drunk drinking with Lemmy backstage, he was still like going shot for shot, drinking Maker's Mark with him, that he fucked the whole gig up. He was so drunk he couldn't play. And I was just so psyched that we were opening for Lemmy, and the guitarist was so smashed he couldn't even stand up. He was all fucked up.
I love it when that happens.
Isn't that great? That's rock and roll, man.
Happens every once in a while.
Vomit on yourself while you're playing.
Puke on yourself. And then while we were leaving, something happened. He was so fucking drunk, he wound up stealing someone's equipment. And, then we got back and just kicked his ass about it. We're like, dude, you're a fucking asshole. You're drunk stealing other people's shit. Right. We had to bring it back.
Oh, man.
Yeah, returning this shit and his asshole. Bands, they stink, don't they? Being in them, you got to deal with your asshole bandmates sometimes.
Yeah, a little whack here and there,
You guys fight at all, or get along pretty well?
No, we get along.
We got a lot of
over the hump, as it were, because I know
we learned how to do it a long time ago.
Yeah, early on you got the new relationship with the band, and then you fall into that I hate this son of a bitch, but you know,
we've been through that. We've gotten rid of all the son of a bitches.
Yeah,
over the years. We weeded them out.
You weeded them out, and then it's smooth sailing once you get past
Me
the
and
hump.
Woody just make sure anybody who's in the band listens to us.
That's what you got to do. You need the two guys that really, hold the shit together, and then if the other guys don't want to deal with it, you're fucking out.
Gene and Paul. Surround yourself by yes men, and you'll be fine.
We'll get somebody else. They could play the shit. No, of course not.
He's like, nah, man, I got new guys that I like.
If you could pull a train with one rock star, who would it be?
Pull a train?
Yeah.
Judging from the picture on his phone,
a sexual term or something.
Like if you could get blown, like while another guy, like you ever pull a train with your friends, like one's getting blown, one's hanging.
See,
man, what kind of show is this?
What's going on here?
Pepper,
If I could pull a train,
hold on, Pepper.
No.
I'm with.
He's saying
Anthony and I are with you, by the way.
Pull a train.
Yeah,
What,
like
that
who
means
would be
you think
your
I fucking
ideal?
haven't pulled a fucking train?
No, I'm sure you pulled many trains, sir. What I'm saying is,
Sorry,
if you had to choose someone to pull a train with, who would it be? Like, who would be your ideal train mate? You could high five while some chick is vomiting on your dick while he bangs her.
Like Jimmy and Ron Jeremy.
Meatloaf.
Jimmy and Ron Jeremy.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy and Ron
Me
Jeremy.
and Meatloaf pulling a train.
Did a little something with a girl.
Who did?
Me and Ron Jeremy. I pulled a train with Ron Jeremy, but it wasn't a real train. He was fucking her, and I just got blown, and then my dick lost its, girth.
Looking at Ron Jeremy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm like, God, that lucky girl.
You guys put her on the rotisserie, right?
Yeah. I got photos. This guy, Dennis owns the Bunny Ranch, took pictures of her, her blowing me and fucking Ron banging. It was really hot. But if I could,
goes in the family album you keep on the coffee table.
My mom commented, "Your cock looks thick." I'm like, "Oh, cut it out, you! Not being so silly."
You are just too inappropriate, Jimmy. When we have guests here in the studio.
These guys are rock stars. They don't care.
Pulling a train. They are rock stars, man.
The fucking lives these guys live.
Yeah, this is
everything
nothing.
a comedian
this
wants.
This is nothing
to
to these guys.
You want to do anything else? Because a lot of times rock stars, like guys, anybody who has any other job wants to be a rock star, and then you find out rock stars want to do something else.
That's right.
Anything you guys aspire to do aside from no?
I deliver yachts from the Caribbean back to the United States a lot in between records and shit.
Oh.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. Like crewing and stuff.
Have you really done that?
All the time.
Really?
I just got a call from a
He's
guy
not
in
lying.
Norfolk.
He's a sailor. You're a sailor?
I wouldn't say sailor.
You're motor.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought a lot of times people that do that are like sailers.
Right,
I'm not
a sailor.
You're motor. Hey, I certainly didn't put that lisp in there. I would never even imply that with that picture on your phone, my friend. Oh, motorboats then. Motor yachts.
A lot of those rich guys want their boats delivered back from, like, St. John back to Fort Lauderdale, but they don't want to take
with
a 2
holes
week
full
trip.
of cocaine.
So you and the crew are on this guy's mega yacht, and the owner's not on it, and you got 2 weeks to get it back.
Do you call your friends and say, "Hey, man, join me"?
Yeah.
I know who I'd call.
Of course you do.
Call that girl that
See
the
what I'm
picture is
talking
on the
about?
phone. Exactly.
Yeah,
You want to go on a little cruise?
That's what I'm working there, homie.
That's the work, and he's going to be delivering a yacht. Oh, come on.
Pepper's got it all figured
He's
out.
a rock star delivering the yacht. Call up the chicks.
Pepper, you're going to give us an update on this, right?
Yes, I'll call you from the satellite phone.
You're becoming part of this radio show with your crazy story.
When I'm in Anagua off the coast of the Bahamas, I'll give you a call.
We're going to give you a week
right.
to close the deal, and then you got to call us and let us know how it was.
Hey,
right?
the girl isn't important. Tonight you have one night in New York,
right.
which is at Irving,
Everybody's like, what?
Irving Plaza tonight.
Right.
Tickets.
We're playing with a band called Crowbar, who used to is Kirk, a good friend of ours. He's killer, and a band called Alabama Thunder Pussy.
Oh yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're good.
And then Philly tomorrow night.
Yep.
At the Trocadero, the Norva Theater in Norfolk,
Right.
Virginia, on the 12th.
And then
and it just goes on and on and on.
Yeah, on and on.
COC.com.
COC.com?
Yeah,
Yep.
for tour dates.
All right, we got to get
come
out
check
of here,
it out.
unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah, we're done. Thank you very much
We're
for
fried
joining us today.
Don't let your meat loaf. Don't let your meat loaf.
And we want to thank Mr. Huff.
Richard
Mr.
Huff.
Richard Huff.
Yes. For exposing
From the
us
Daily
to
News.
more people today as far as the assault on the media goes. Check out the Daily News if you haven't read it yet.
And don't forget to watch Monday.
See you.
Bye.
That's it. Party is over. Everybody go home.